Hello, this is Annabelle Thorne, current head of Thorne Investigations, a paranormal investigations company set up in Edinburgh. I'm here to tell you today that monsters are real, and have been real for centuries, only they've been hiding. We don't understand why they're coming into the light now, but if you see anything, if you hear anything that makes you think you're in contact with one, tell us. We can help. I have a few agents in the field just now, Evangeline Lane Fox, Peter Anderson, Vera Bright, and, for better or worse, my niece, Tabitha. Don't hesitate to tell us. If you do, you might not get another chance.
The Thorn Files podcast is a Monster of the Week actual play podcast with new episodes coming out every other Friday. If you're a fan of horror, mysteries, and shenanigans, why don't you come and give us a listen at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and pretty much everywhere else you can get podcasts. Be ready to be scared.
I'm 27 years old. I've no money and no prospects. I'm already a burden to my parents, and I'm frightened.
And welcome back to another episode of Damsels in Dicestress. So funny. Lost myself now.
The show is called Demons and Daughters.
The show is called Demons and Daughters. I don't need anyone to tell me that. I came up with the concept with my lovely girlfriend.
No.
Great. We'll have to edit that out.
You're gonna edit that out.
Rough and tough and big bad stuff. If you would like to join me today, on my left is Morne Putman Trimmer.
Morne Putman Trimmer. You got it right though.
Did.
I
Well
was
done.
concentrating on the man
Yeah.
bit, not gay, and
Yeah.
then overshot on the gap.
Why are you concentrating on men?
Men bits.
Men bits.
In the middle, Maijai Hibbard, give us all a wave. Thank you. Very ridiculous. And on the right, we have Taya Campbell over.
Take Campbell
I've
overreacted.
never heard that one before.
We've
I
all
think
got
that's literally in the
My necklace arrived. I mean, ours are really tiny, so you can't see them, but you can see this one. Don't start
zooming in?
Zoom in.
What?
Don't. You'll mess up.
Ah! Why have you done that?
I can't believe you've done this.
Can't believe you've done this.
What is that?
It's a vine, I think.
Yeah, it's for
Yeah.
Should we zoom in on the cakes?
No, let's play the fucking game.
sausage.
Cake and stollen.
Hype.
Warm sausage.
It's getting more Regency by the minute.
It is.
Yeah, we've actually got proper Regency
I mean, the
food
stollen
and not...
is giving Regency because it's also quite stale, so it's now just like
Giving
really
Ratcliffe.
dried, enriched bread.
Yum.
So news from us again. June 1st at the UK Games Expo, not the UK Games Expo. So immature, guys. We will be doing a live performance. We've got a room that seats 30, which is obviously going to fill up really quickly, so get there early. I know that tickets are £18 for the day in Birmingham. Our show, of course, is free if you're in there. So get in there.
Get in there.
Pay £18, get in, and then
come and chat with us and hang out and watch us play a very fun, silly one-shot.
And for £18, you're there the whole day. I think it's like 8 a.m. or 9 a.m. to
wow.
like midnight. And then there's like loads of board games, obviously. It's a board games sexpo. It is on my OnlyFans. Come back to the hotel after. We're not staying enough.
no.
Yeah, no.
We're going to drive up for the day because it's not very far, 2 hours. Yeah, board games. There's other live entertainment. There's, what are the board game people that play board games? On YouTube.
Yep. Them.
Oh.
What are you talking
Anyway,
about?
I think I know who you mean, but I don't know.
Yeah, they'll be there playing their fun.
We'll put a link to
Comedy.
the Expo website in the description so you can just go and see that rather than us try and remember everyone who's headlining.
Come to Birmingham.
Just to be clear, we're not headlining.
No.
Everyone else is
Well, we're in a room with 30 seats.
Yeah.
Come and find us. We will be
come
very
to
grateful.
Birmingham, England, not Birmingham, Alabama.
Imagine if we flew.
Yeah, it's only 2 hours, guys.
30 seats.
For free.
It's only only 2 hours, guys. It's an easy travel there and back. We're driving.
Anyway.
Yes, thank you again, as always, to our beautiful patrons, Peking Snack and Aries. We love you both very much. Yeah.
But if we do have more by the time that comes, this broadcast, we'll put their names just along here.
Yeah, because we know how good Lyndon is.
Love you, that guy. Cool, very great.
I really want there to be more now in this episode.
Sorted. I'll put something there, even if it's not a name. Just your mum.
Honorary patron.
Yeah.
Not the phrase, your mum. Unless. Should we play, finally?
Have an intro.
No.
Oh.
Intro.
And we're back.
And we're back. Morne, give us a synopsis of the last episode. Catch us up. It was riveting.
So you put me on the spot now.
Yeah.
We had some of the books translated by Madam B. You two went over them. You found a book where it was talking about the different locations of demons. Some of them were in hell, some of them are unknown.
There was cake on my pencil.
Of course.
I don't remember what yours, because I wasn't listening.
Blood
I was
curses.
blood curses, and I was, while this was happening, I was writing a letter to Albert. And then Lucas came in, and he has a bloodhound called Oliver.
Oh, he's so cute.
And Lucas and Rosalind were kind of working together, trying to like meditate. Oliver came over, put his head on your lap. Talia and I went to the post office. I sent off the letter. Then we went to the bakery and Talia bought 24 pastries.
And
Got
then
back.
Agatha decided to put them in Rosalind's lap.
While she was really struggling already to meditate.
Then I think I had a nap, and then you guys had a chat with Jonathan about God.
No.
we had a little moment.
We had a dance.
We did.
And I went back to the place
Oh
where I saw
shit!
the
Yeah, I
dog.
didn't write that down. 'Cause that wasn't about me.
Oh, and you're the one who comes after us.
Yeah, so they went for a little dance. Rosalind went back to that dark place with the big eye.
She just took a little trip.
Little trip, and then came back.
There was blood.
There was blood, and it disappeared.
And then we spoke to Lucas.
About the gods.
Gods, plural.
Plural.
Who are all dead.
And I don't know that yet. And then I believe we took a break.
Sounds good, yeah.
And then I...
Sorry.
this is so difficult because all I just have is just Agatha things.
To be fair, it was a very bitty episode last time.
Yeah.
I think after the break...
Oh, we went to look to see if any of the single rooms were our
Yes.
dad's.
Oh, yeah.
I broke 3 doors. I told Jonathan I'd kill him.
Not just in general. Like, not like at some point, I definitely will.
Okay, I threatened to kill Jonathan if he scared Rosalind again. And then Rosalind went off.
And I did magic!
Yay!
Rosalind was trying to perform a very small spell to cast light with Lucas. What she did instead was cast some sort of bolt up at the ceiling and send Lucas into some sort of panic attack state. And he ran away. Lol. Not great. But yeah, and then
We went to look for a bookshop.
where we actually went was
Gilbert and Sullivan's to see Charles Adams.
Canon now, I suppose.
Yeah. The old printed publishing place of my father's. We had a tour that was supposed to take 2 hours, and it
Like
taken like 4.
I remember this bit, and then on our way back.
Well, I got some books.
Oh, we got some books, but on our way back to Temple, there was we were hearing some noises.
Rosalind didn't.
Rosalind didn't, and then
and it's dark, which is
Yeah.
scary because we've been told to go home when it's dark.
Yeah, through a drain pipe, I heard what I think could be humans.
Don't love that.
yeah,
And so we're hurriedly heading back to...
Yeah, we're like a block away from home. It's fine.
It's nighttime.
I'm frightened.
And I'm frightened. Frightened. And you get back safely.
So yeah, we are rushing as fast as we can without drawing attention back down the street to Temple, to the buildings.
Run.
Is it Eloise?
Sounds like it.
We all hear that?
Okay.
We will run.
We will run.
Mm-hmm.
I'll keep in pace with these two.
Okay. Make I suppose dexterity rolls.
Just straight dex.
Yeah, for speed.
Fuck 10.
12?
9.
Sure you don't want to make that athletics?
Oh yeah, let's make it. No, yeah, I suppose athletics.
Okay.
I don't know. I was just thinking dex is kind of speed.
12.
15.
Natural 1.
Oh, I thought we were just using the same roll.
Oh, then it's a 9 for me then.
Then it was a 10.
Okay.
I just have like a lot more plus
Okay,
on my
that's
athletics,
fair.
which is why I wanted that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you hear the voice of Eloise in sort of backs of your head almost, and you start to run. And the pounding of your own feet on the stones of the road sort of overpower anything else you might be able to hear, and you run and you head back to your secret hideout. Slam the door behind you.
Yes.
Oh no, we don't want to slam it.
No, but like
Close it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
very quickly do the thing, the puppy thing.
Richard's there. He's got a.
Richard.
Actual.
So Jonathan's there.
Ben, why would you do that to me? You make me happy and then my heart drops.
Jonathan's there. He's got a large gun in his hand.
Once again, ignore him and just go and do the books.
I told you to be back before dark.
And we're here. Are we going down or not?
Why are you all out of breath?
I think we should probably go down before we waste more time up here.
Did something follow you? He moves to look out the window.
I don't think so.
I'm going to bolt the door. It's a big thing down that was sitting by the door. Oh well, let's go. You'll head back down.
Mm-hmm. Can I glance out the window while I...
Yeah, I'll do the same.
Sure, yeah, make a perception check.
Oh.
Rubbish.
Oh,
5.
oh, never mind, 5.
God, we're rolling shit right now.
Yeah, you look out down this sort of dark lane. There's a gas lantern on the corner onto the main road, which sort of lights up the entrance to the lane. You don't see anything. A few people walking back and forth. Nothing seems untoward. The stone elevator grinds as it drops down. You're not sure how far. It opens up again in your safe space. Your underground grotto.
I'll start heading back to the bedroom.
Follow. I follow also.
Cool. Jonathan walks a few paces behind you all. Thalia, tomorrow we need to start on learning to control what you have. It's important.
I didn't stop, I just kept walking to the bedroom.
Meet me in the second training room at 9.
Should we get back to the bedroom?
Yeah.
What books do you have?
It was one book, wasn't it? It was a book on
I thought it was a couple. Or was it one with multiple stories?
an anthology. Yeah. So it was a book on British myths and legends.
Oh, okay.
Does it have a name?
Yes.
Myths and legends.
British myths and legends of the medieval period.
I just sort of show it.
Mm-hmm.
Might I take a pastry to give to Lucas? He did not seem well after what happened, and I just wanted to go and make sure he was okay.
Of course. Which one do you take?
Is there a particular flavour you wouldn't mind parting with?
Any of them?
I'll take an apple one for Lucas. I just feel like he'll like it. I don't know why.
The fact that this is the peak of your note writing.
This is literally why. When do you ever keep track of anything?
Now you're tracking a bunch of made-up pastries.
Yep,
Pastry.
they're important to me.
I'll take it and wrap it in something.
Eloise? Are you here?
I'm staying to wait.
Mhm. No response.
Guess not.
Perhaps she expended her energy in speaking to us.
Maybe.
Or perhaps she will simply show up later in the night, as she did the other times we've seen her. Thank you, if you can hear us. We're still trying to help. And I will go and... I guess I'm going to go and look at where we saw Lucas in, like, resting before.
Mhm.
I'll sort of head back up
Sure.
and look that way for him.
Okay. Yeah, so he's in his own dormitory, like a few doors down from yours.
I'm just going to, like, very tentatively, like, look around the door and see if he's in there.
Cool. Yep, he's just there laying in his bed.
I'll knock very, very gently.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, his head raises up and looks over. He sees it's you, so he sort of sits up on the bed. The dog sort of shuffles over a little bit. Yes. I should stand up.
No, it's quite all right. Don't.
Hello.
Is it all right if I come in for a moment?
Yeah, yes, of course.
I will come in. I brought you this.
Oh, thank you. Apple. My favourite.
I just thought that I ought to apologise for what happened earlier. I did not mean to do anything that you had not taught me, and I...
Of course, these things happen. It's normal that sometimes things can be a bit out of control. I should have been more expecting it. I apologise for my actions.
There's no need. I just... Well, really, I suppose I just wanted to make sure that you would be all right.
Oh yes, I'm fine. I'm fine.
I'm terribly sorry for scaring you.
No, I don't know what came over me. It was just for a moment I was somewhere else. That's all. But it's fine. It's fine.
Well,
it's fine.
If you're sure. I'll leave you to rest then.
Yes, thank you. Perhaps in the morning we can do more.
Yes.
And yes, we'll learn to control that bolt of yours, I suppose. It's often the case that whichever spell someone is able to bring forth first is the one that they should sort of concentrate on mastering.
Right.
Yes, so perhaps we'll get an understanding of what it was.
Yes. Thank you so much. I know it's a lot to ask of you when you are still new to all of it yourself, and I thank you.
It's okay. It's the least I could do.
I hope you rest well.
Yes, thank you.
And I'll turn and go. I'll give Oliver a little scratch.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Yeah, he's.
And then I'll come back downstairs to our bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
I've started reading the book.
Cool. Yeah, some stories are short, some are long. Of course, there's some King Arthur stuff in there, Search for the Holy Grail, all those kind of things. There's some smaller ones, just they're not describing, but like about certain animals. There's some about unicorns and fawns and sort of forest nymphs, spirits that live in rivers and all sorts of things like that. There's quite a few.
I'm reading Evelina.
I'll when I come back down, I'll pick up the green cloth again and carry on where I left off.
Mm-hmm.
Are any of them familiar? Like other than like King Arthur?
Yeah, I mean, since you know tons of children's stories and stuff, yeah, quite a few of them.
But like none of them are like. Are any of them different from like ones that I would know?
Any of them different? Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Couple of ones, like, because I feel like you were really into the sort of German translated story ones. So these are sort of, some of them are like earlier versions that are less narrative based. So it's more of a dry read than the ones that were like Hans Christian Andersen sort of stuff that were really put together more. But yeah, there's a bunch of stuff in there that you can get to know later once I come up with it.
Guess that's how we pass our evening.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to have to train with him, aren't I?
Probably. I know it must be terribly difficult. But after all, he does know more about it than anyone else, and but I do think he may perhaps be overlooking that he is to train you to control your anger, but he is the source of your anger.
Why are you scared of him?
I'm not. I'm just. He just.
Sorry.
It's
Shouldn't have asked.
no, it's all right. I didn't mean to be. He just seems to know an awful lot about me, and he's I suppose just a reminder of home and things like that. I don't think He likes me very much.
Well, who cares what he thinks anyways?
He spoke to me when we were at Stone, while I was in the kitchen distracting him when you two were searching for things. And he seemed... Well, he talked about you, actually, and me, and what I had done, and how I had hurt you, and he knew something of it. And then I suppose when I saw him here, I was just terribly worried that I had lost you for good a second time, and a permanent way, and that it was my fault, and I just... And of course you're here now, so that's quite all right now. But and I suppose I just worry, and I know he's in contact with my mother, and I don't know.
None of it was your fault.
What was?
None of it. He had no right to say that anything was your fault. He doesn't know anything.
Well,
I was the one who didn't leave. There was no way that could have been your fault. As for before, he doesn't know anything. And for him to say that it is your fault is... well...
But it was, then. And he did not say it outright so much as whatever he had implied from seeing you be hurt.
Yes, well, if you want to talk about people hurting me, he's got no leg to stand on.
Quite.
He does not get to hold a grudge over something that he's not involved in. And I do not hold one either.
You keep saying that.
You seem to not believe me.
It's not that I don't. I always believe you, but I just don't quite understand it. I just... Do you think it's obvious? What my mother and I are not as it might be. He said, Jonathan, he just said it as if it were fact, and I did not think anybody could have...
I don't think anybody from my household is quite the person to ask about it. There were never kind words for her there.
That's true.
What do you think?
Of what?
Whether it is obvious or not that Georgiana is hateful?
I don't... I'm sure that she's always done her best
To ignore you and to hate me.
Yes, the way she's treated you has been most unfair.
And the way she's treated you has been most unfair.
I think maybe we should not speak of it now.
Sorry.
I'm just going to pick up my sewing again from doing that.
Just gonna see.
Listening to the clock tick.
What time is it?
We would have been getting back around 8 if it was dark.
Yeah, we said about 7:30, so it must be 8ish now, I guess. Maybe a bit, just gone 8, I guess.
It wouldn't have been dark though.
Shh.
It was getting dark.
And now it's dark.
Okay.
And it's just gone 8. Canon. Don't you look in the camera and question me. I'm the dungeon master, not the dungeon sub.
And we eat pastry.
What kind are you having?
A pork one. It's dinner time.
Better tick it off.
How many have we eaten within less than 12 hours?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah, but one was for Lucas and one was for the dog.
So true.
Lucas has had 2.
Oh, fine.
Hey, Taya's not had pastries in ages, okay?
What do they remind you of?
Pastries? No, they remind me of Sam.
Also, you're refusing to eat Jonathan's food, so like...
Yeah.
Are you reading through your book as you eat your pastry?
Yeah. Which one?
The anthology book. One of the stories that catches your eye and your interest is one that you haven't heard before. At least you don't think you have. But it reminds you a little of Red Riding Hood and the Big Bad Wolf. Although I suspect in 1820 they didn't call it the Big Bad Wolf. That's probably a more newer thing. Anyway, the wolf. This is a description of the myth of the black dog. A large, very hairy creature with oversized eyes, long black fur, sharp claws. And he's known for foreshadowing or even causing calamity. Something...
Grim.
It's the grim.
Something about it catches your interest. One, it was the sort of mention of like claws and that sort of animalistic nature, but also the sounds that you just ran from half an hour earlier. Something about it just pulls you to this story. It's not a story, it's a description, and it goes into sort of how this myth probably arose based on sort of Greek legends of Cerberus and things like that. It's just something that catches your eye.
Now that I've actually started reading this book and not just looking at the pages, I realise it is actually quite funny.
Oh, 2 different stories being read.
Very good. Very good.
There's this one bit, it reminds me a little bit of Edwin.
Okay. Tell us.
Tell the audience.
It's out of copyright, it's fine.
I have used my utmost endeavours to entertain this lady, though I fear without success, and your lordship will not be a little flattered if acquainted with the difficulty which attended by procuring the honour of only one dance.
I miss Edwin.
It just reminds me of the time that he was trying to
Make
me dance, and nope.
Why are you looking at me like that?
It's love. Best friend.
Aww.
Now we'll edit that out.
No, we won't.
Said it on camera now.
You won't be able to find it.
If you don't give me the notes.
I guess as it gets later, I will just put my sewing down, take my dress off and go to bed. Because I don't sleep in my daytime clothes like some kind of freak.
I didn't sleep
That's
in my
not fun.
daytime clothes last night.
Don't forget your chamber pots. Goes without saying, I suppose.
Yeah.
But let's say it.
Yeah, eventually I close the book, roll over, try and nap.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to give me
Nap?
bad dreams again.
Yeah.
That's what that face was.
Oh.
Sorry.
I'm not going to nap, I'm going
Going to sleep.
It's bedtime.
It's bedtime.
Mm-hmm. Fabulous. You sleep fitfully. You struggle
Nice.
again. The headache, itchiness, the sort of that feeling of wanting to move, but also like too exhausted to move. You know, when you just want to kick your legs and stuff, and
Yeah, I know that feeling.
do that a few times.
Yeah.
Why are you looking at me?
As you fall into a deep, deep exhausted sleep, you find yourself dreaming of fire and a watching eye and a demon that's not a demon running through the streets in a dress very peculiar.
What colour's the dress?
It's green.
Don't have a clue.
Don't know any demons that aren't demons. You have the dream.
Sorry, very scary dreams.
Talia,
Hello.
as you sleep,
I'm scared. anything.
You find yourself running through the streets of London, through Ratcliffe, through a combination of poverty and riches. It all is intermingled. You know you're in London, but none of it's an actual place, but your feet are pounding along the cobbled stones. And you can hear this sort of pressure and ringing in your ears. And a feeling of heat in your chest as you run from these baying dogs that you can't see them, but you know they're behind you.
Baying dogs.
Like making baying sounds, barking and howling and that sort of stuff. Ow! Oh, sorry. Could you do a little dog howl?
Oh! That sounded remarkably like your owl noise.
Maybe a little. How about some yapping?
Arr, arr.
Well, I'm going to edit that in. Maybe.
That was a chihuahua.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a chihuahua chasing you in your dreams.
And
You could just kick that fucker.
He said yapping.
And these dogs,
These very scary chihuahuas.
these very scary chihuahuas, are getting closer. You can feel them getting closer, even though you can't see them, and you're trying to run and run and run away from them. And as dreams do, the circumstances change in a way that they were always that way. And now you're running with them. Your hands, your sharp nails clicking on the cobblestones. And beside you are dogs. Kind of dogs. Big eyes, sharp teeth. And you're yapping and growling with them. And you're running through the streets. And then you wake up.
When I was running with them, was I on all four?
Mm-hmm. Agatha, make a Constitution saving throw. Good morning.
Well, 2.
Fabulous.
You have to say if it's a natural one.
It's a natural 1. Add 1 is 2.
Even better.
I'm scared.
Even better. Today your speed is halved.
Okay.
And you are on 2 levels of exhaustion.
Jesus. Can I reroll some hit points, please?
You can.
Do I get to do that as well?
No.
Is it my D8 or 10?
You know what? Sure, you can roll a d4.
What am I rolling?
D8.
Which one's a D4?
It's a triangle.
Oh, yeah.
7! Slay!
2.
We are now on 20 hit points.
Nice.
I'm on 11. Bro.
I'm still on 38. If anything.
Wow.
Well,
Nice.
What time is it?
7.
I'm going to eat pastry for breakfast at like 7:30.
Tell us, which pastry do you choose?
Apple.
Apple.
Mm-hmm.
How many of those do you have left?
I have 1 apple left.
Ooh, rare.
I don't think anybody has had an apricot yet.
Oh.
Just because you all forgot there was apricot ones.
It's because I realised strawberries were Rosalind's favourite food. As soon as you said it, and I was like, oh, of course.
Strawberries?
Yeah, because one of them's strawberry jam.
Just one.
Well, one type.
I mean, it was just jam, but
He said strawberry jam when he was in the shop.
I was also assuming strawberry, so I guess it did go in.
I forget.
He said it, I
So,
think. Anyway,
nobody cares about pastries except for me.
speaking of things nobody cares about, Rosalind is getting up, and I'm presuming we have like a little bowl of water. Like I'm just gonna like wash my face and like try and wake myself up a bit. Yeah, sort out my hair. Are you up at this point, or are you still in bed?
I'm awake.
Okay.
I'm awake, but I'm not getting up yet.
Okay, I'm gonna roll to see if Rosalind can tell if you're awake. Would that be insight or perception? Perception. No, okay, natural 20, so I know you're awake. Okay.
Yeah, I'm facing you.
Okay.
My eyes are open.
You've made eye contact.
Staring right at you.
Okay, I will just carry on doing my hair then.
Not that anybody cares. I'm putting on the clothes that the Viscount bought because if I am training, I don't want to destroy my nice Dreamworld clothes.
I care about that. If it's clothes, Rosalind always cares. Yeah, what am I going to wear today? Gosh.
I wonder if they have any training clothes here.
Well, that's a good thought. I suspect so. Perhaps in a cupboard or something, or one of the other dormitories. Lucas might know, but I should hate to wake him up before he is ready.
I'm just going to go look around.
Thalia, if you see Jonathan, can you ask him to get me some medicine, please?
Are you quite all right?
I'm not sure.
How do you feel?
Not great.
Well, perhaps the shock of everything is catching up. We managed to have a somewhat restful day yesterday compared. Perhaps it is just hitting you now. We shall find you something.
And I'm going to go out and start looking for clothes.
I'm going to follow you.
And or medicine.
Cool. Roll an investigation check.
6.
19.
Oh, thank you, Rosalind.
You're helping, sorry?
Yeah.
Cool. You remember there were a lot of clothes in the rooms that you kicked the doors in.
Yeah.
So probably the first place you check is those. And yeah, you find in one of the wardrobes there's some sort of simple clothes, slightly overlarge. You think about how you saw Taya rip out of her previous clothes, and so it occurs to you that if you wore bigger clothes, then you could expand into them. So there's some men's clothes there that will hang very silly and baggy off you, but you can roll up the sleeves, you can tie the belt around tight.
I'll pick those up then.
Cool.
Do we
Any medicine?
Any medicine?
Yeah, so I mean you already found medicine the previous day or the day before in the main lobby. There's main room. There's a drawer full of all sorts of various different medicines and
Would we know like what they are and like would do?
Or what?
Yes, you have like make a medicine check.
Both of us?
If you're both there, yeah.
Lol, natural 1.
8.
We don't.
We know
shit.
nothing.
Rosalind, it occurs to you that you've never had to deal with your own medicine in your life. Either your mother or a servant was always the one that would simply give it to you and you would accept it and take it. On 8, you recognise the names of some of the medicines. There's some alcohol, just plain old alcohol, that's conditioned at like 99%. Conditioned, whatever. There's some laudanum. There's just I don't know what medicine. Oh, there's like silver iodide or whatever, and some other Regency era medicines, and I list them off just across here. I'm going to list them. Do a little voice. Hold on.
All right.
I don't really know what I'm looking for, I must admit.
Do you think Agatha would know?
Well, she's more likely to than either of us. Perhaps we tell her what there was and see if she's been treated with any of them before.
Yes, let's not mention that's there, though. And I point at
Yes. I've been meaning to ask, what is that? What was that all about? I know that she got rid of it, but and she was not supposed to have it at the Velvet Masquerade, but nobody ever explained to me what the problem was.
I'm not exactly sure what it is, but
You've all had it before as kids when you've been unwell. With a cough, maybe, that sort of stuff. Just
Did
occasionally.
I know the name of it, though, or not?
On your one, you've probably forgotten what it was.
That's
Yeah.
what I thought.
would I remember that?
I think so, yeah. Even on your 8, you'd remember, oh, yeah, that's something that people use to treat all sorts of things. I remember getting it once for a nasty cough I had.
Yeah. I think it is a type of medicine. I think had it once maybe, but
I don't understand why the men at the Velvet Masquerade were so intent that Madame should not find out about it.
well, do you remember how she was when that day that she just spent all day in bed?
Yes.
And it wasn't like when she used to be in bed because she was sick. She just, I don't know, seemed not quite there.
Yes, I think I do recall.
Well, that was because she had taken this, and I just
Oh,
think it's probably best to not let her know it's here.
yes. Speaking of letting Agatha know things, I suppose, well, I had hoped to talk to her today about what Lucas told us. But if she is unwell, I should hate to make it worse, or make her feel worse than she would. What do you think we should do?
I think the longer we don't tell her, the more annoyed she will be.
Quite. Perhaps. Perhaps we ought to then, when we go back.
Well, we'll go back and ask which medicine first, and,
Yes.
and we'll get her that
yes,
first,
of course,
I think.
Of course.
And then maybe if she starts to feel a bit better.
Yes. All right. And we can do that together.
Of course.
Yes. All right.
So we head back to the room.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what medicine it would be?
I will say any names that we saw in the cabinet that we remember, and I will not say laudanum.
DM, did I know any of the medicine? Or was it just given?
We DM.
Oi, DM, mate.
I was trying to find a list of different medicines.
Should I do a medicine check?
Yeah, do a medicine check first.
Do I get disadvantage because I'm...
Yeah.
You're always at disadvantage now, babe.
12.
One you were given quite a lot is essence of camphor.
Camphor. Camphor or camphor?
Or I think PH, isn't it?
CAMPHOR.
I know things.
Repeat, sorry.
CAMPHOR.
Camphor.
And you'd often be given that when you were feeling feverish.
Why are my cheeks so warm?
Right, thank you.
As well as spirit of lavender, which is lavender essence in an alcohol drop. And your mother would often give that to you when you were complaining of being...
Would I be given alcohol?
In a medicine, yes.
Oh, okay.
You'd often be given that when you complained to your mother about being lonely or bored or just sad in general.
What a fucking antidepressant.
I just whacked my
Spirit
nipple
of
with
lavender.
my ring really hard.
Okay.
Yeah, out of those. And then make an insight check for me too.
Oh, if we're
With
missing something.
disadvantage.
Yeah. 16.
I love the drama. Yeah, you think there probably should be more medicines that they should have found, and you're thinking of a particular one.
How many did they list off?
All of them.
Like,
Laudanum.
So what?
yeah,
I don't see how if
3 or 4, maybe.
at the back of your mind, you know which medicine you want, based on a couple of insight checks you made previously. But it's at the back of your mind. It's not in the front. But you are just, you feel like there could be a couple more medicines that maybe they missed. One of them's laudanum. One of them's quinine hydrochloride.
Sure.
what? Gwynny?
Quinine.
Quinny? What's that for?
Fever powder is also known as.
Fever pounder.
And you feel like you've got a bit of fever. So you can ask them if there was any fever powder or maybe even some laudanum.
Oh, we definitely said these ones that were there.
Yeah. I feel like I'm not really feeling feverish, am I? I'm just
A little bit.
a little bit. Well,
Sweat. Bit of a pallid sweat.
yes.
Yes.
Let me just check my table of withdrawal symptoms.
Wow. Again, contradiction the DM won't ever go well for you. Contradicting. I said dick.
Well, if you say essence of camphor and spirit of lavender, I'll ask for those because those are 2 that I definitely know I've taken before.
Sure.
We'll go back and get them.
Okay, yeah. You get them, you give them to her. Do you follow the little instructions written on the back, I suppose? Give her the correct dose?
Yeah.
Cool. Make another Constitution saving throw.
With disadvantage?
With disadvantage.
13. Feel a bit better?
Yeah, the headache
Better than 2.
fades a little bit, yeah.
Okay. I guess then after a while I sit up a bit.
You feel less shivery.
Mm-hmm.
The sweats have gone for now. Oh, there was a big sweat. It's just a mild, clammy. You were clammy. And the headache is more at the back than the front now. You feel functional.
Okay.
Your speed's still halved.
Agatha. There's something we think you should know.
Okay.
After I managed... Well, after I felt myself go back to that place yesterday, well, we went to talk to Lucas, and I asked him about what happened and about a lot of things and what it is, that thing that I see, the eye. He told us a bit about the need for the Brotherhood, and about the images we saw when we touched the blood in the trials.
Do you have any idea what that was?
It's up to you. Do you remember how I described it?
I don't.
Agatha would.
Agatha remembers every detail of this.
I remember the details, but do I know what it was?
It's up to you to interpret it. But do you, Morne, remember the details?
Yes.
Okay. It's up to Agatha to interpret what she saw, but she remembers every moment of this vision. The battles,
Yeah,
huge titans falling to the ground, swords, blood, demons.
I suppose it was a battle of some sort.
Yes, it was, well, it was true events, Lucas says, from a very long time ago, beyond ancient events. And what those were gods, or some of them. He said that
Some of them.
and of course some
with demons and things like that. But he said that there were multiple gods, like the stories the boys would tell about ancient Greece and places like that.
He said there maybe were hundreds of them.
But that there aren't any more. That they lost the war that we saw. And that...
How long ago?
He said, well, when I mentioned Greece, he said far before that.
So, there were gods. Thousands of years before I was even born.
Yes, but he said that you can't truly kill a god, that there are fragments of them, echoes, leftovers, that the thing that I see, I don't know, but that is some sort of god, or an echo of one, or the remains, that gods can manifest as a collective consciousness.
That's where her power comes from.
But there isn't a god to pray to.
Well,
and if it happened before ancient Greece, then there wasn't even a god when Jesus was around. Well, I think for more specifics you would have to speak to Lucas. What he told us was very brief and very overwhelming, and I still do not understand much of it myself.
Perhaps the god that we were taught about was
Perhaps
another fragment of an old god. But there was not just one.
So when I pray, I'm praying to something that isn't there anymore and hasn't been for thousands of years. But there might be something left of it to hear. Like I spoke to it, the one that I see. Perhaps the God we were taught of, there is something left of him in churches and holy places.
Do you know that for sure?
I can only speculate. I think you had best consult Lucas if you want to know more.
He said that there were different levels of authority in them, and
yes,
that there were women gods too. We thought you should know.
And that you should hear it from friends before strangers.
Is there anything we can do?
No. If I'm honest, I was confused anyway, and I am sure it will take time to understand.
If there is anything, you can let us know or talk to us, and I'm sure Lucas will talk to you.
Yes.
as well.
Yeah.
You know, it's a lot.
Would you like us to stay with you, or would you like to be left alone? Just for a little while. I'd like to be left alone. That's quite all right. If you need us or anything, just let us know.
What time is it?
8:30?
Perhaps we should see if there is anything else for breakfast. We could bring you back some things.
And there's pastries left as well.
I think I can manage to go to the kitchen.
All right.
I'll be there in a bit. Do you leave?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, what's she gonna do? You know there's nothing gonna...
No.
Do you want them to leave the table?
No. I grabbed the soggy Bible.
But it's not soggy anymore.
Yeah, but it's
But
water damaged.
Sure,
Yeah. Rip it in half.
I mean,
Oh, I do my best to rip it in half.
you have to start. You do a few pages. You just rip pages out and scumple them and stuff.
Yeah.
You're not strong enough to rip a Bible in half. Certainly not in your state. Well,
Why do I have shivers?
you leave a mess everywhere.
Probably.
Cool. Nice.
And then after I'm done, I go to the kitchen.
Nice. Oh, where did you guys go? I wasn't listening.
We didn't say.
Great. Well, I didn't hear it then. I was just checking on my gods page on my Notion.
I suppose I'll go to the kitchen because I have to meet up with Lucas before we can start training.
Yeah, Lucas is there. He's eating breakfast with Jonathan.
Yeah.
They're sitting down together.
I'll sit at another table.
Okay.
Nearby, but...
Jonathan looks around. Oh, shall I make you breakfast?
I've already eaten.
I see. Rosalind?
It's quite all right.
I could make you something.
There's no need. It's all right.
Rosalind, I've been led to believe that I frightened you yesterday. I would like to apologize for that.
Thank you, but
It's not my intentions.
There's really, it's quite all right. There's no need.
I appreciate that. Wow, what a look. I appreciate that the circumstances that we all find ourselves in are indeed by their nature very frightening. And if my own brusqueness has caused you some alarm, yes, you have my deepest apologies.
Thank you. But that is quite unnecessary.
I simply wish to keep all of you safe, as I always have. Half an hour, Thalia? I'll be there regardless. He takes the plates that he was holding back into the kitchen and sort of disappears.
I've probably walked in at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Grab myself a plate of whatever.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Whatever you want, so long as it's dried.
Yeah, I'm waiting till Jonathan has moved where I want to go to go and get some fruit.
Cool. Yeah, there's a few bits of aging fruit. There's some eggs, a little bit of bacon, some onions. Bit of rhubarb.
Rhubarb.
Yeah, I'll just take my fruit and sit back down.
Mm-hmm.
I suppose I should go change.
Yes.
What am I to do all day?
Whatever you please, I suppose. Perhaps it might be worth continuing the search for more bullets and such like.
I go back to the bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
Change into the big old plain clothes.
Sure. While you're doing that, you see all the torn, scrumpled pages littered across the floor.
I just sort of smile a bit. Continue getting changed.
Mm-hmm.
And then I guess I'll head to the second training room.
Mm-hmm.
So interested in how this is going to go.
What's in there?
What's in there? It's an empty room at the moment. There's some of those dummies and stuff that you can like attack and things like that. They're kind of pushed to the sides. There's some various like wooden swords and shields stacked in one corner. Stuff like that.
I'm gonna take one of the wooden swords and just start
Mm-hmm.
going over any like old things.
Jonathan was already standing in the middle of the room when you arrived. Right, very well. Let's get started. You won't need the weapons for now.
I'll throw it down.
Now, the nature of this condition is one that ties into your very core nature and arises through the core nature of the demonic bloodline that you have in you. And often is the case that you can control it through the control of your anger. Your father, not being an angry person himself, took some time to master this. But I will say he did indeed relish what he was able to control. And I believe it's possibly the first of your line to really become with his mind, to understand the very core nature of this. So we will simply start with some quiet self-reflection, and I will lead you into yourself so that you may learn to understand that deep core of your body, and then that will lead to the control of the condition itself. Are you ready? Very well. I'll ask you to sit down and close your eyes, if you will. As you do that, he starts to sort of walk a slow circle around you. You can kind of hear the rhythmic stepping. Imagine, if you will, inside you, in the center of your body is a white, hot flame, a ball. Imagine it's powerful, and imagine it is burned and is fueled by anger and hate and a desire for survival. Concentrate on it. Come to know it. Understand that it's a part of you. It is unavoidable. But it is you. And it does not control you. You control it. Your father was working on a book to describe this. I am not sure where he kept the manuscript. Do you see it? Not the manuscript, the white-hot ball of anger.
Mm-hmm.
These are your instincts. Reach out to it with your mind. Reach in within yourself. Imagine your hand grasping around this burning ball. Crush it. Roll a d20.
18.
Do you change?
Sure.
How?
I don't know. I guess if I've been like acting it out, then actually what I've done is like grab onto myself and like pulled it off.
Nice. Cool.
Bloodship.
Are you sitting there cross-legged still?
Mm-hmm.
With yourself in your hands?
Well, no, I've sort of let go.
You're sort of sitting in.
Mm-hmm. I like to think it ripped clean in half and straight down the middle.
See, I was thinking it just sort of like started to sort of drop off because I'm still like, if the clothes have stayed on, then it's just sort of like coming out.
Pulled it out the sleeves and stuff. Cool. So yeah, you do that. You just start picking at yourself and pulling the bits out.
Enjoy that image.
Yeah, Rosalind's traumatized. I'm really glad she's not here right now.
Keep your eyes closed. You hear a sort of wet brushing sound.
So,
As he sort of moves this stuff away.
that's disgusting. Are my clothes still all intact? Did it work?
Sure.
It's just damp and gross and
Yeah,
covered in blood.
very tight around the belt now. Because you did, obviously to hold the pants up. Now you're bigger, so. Very good. Easier than I imagined it would be. The trickier part is letting go. Do you feel the power in you, Thalia? Do you feel strength? You can answer. I understand you might be hesitant to hear your voice. It is one I am most accustomed to. Because I know you've been practicing for this. Very well. I believe you can feel it. Its temptations, its power, its desire for more and more. And of course its burning red-hot anger. But you must let it go. Because you control it. It does not control you. That burning, hot fire within you is raging now, is it not? As I can tell. Let it go.
Do I have to roll to get rid of it?
You tell me. Do you want to? It's up to you.
I mean, I think I just do it. But...
Then you just do it. You feel your body, sensations running through your body, hot and cold at the same time, a constriction of your limbs for a moment, the pounding of your heart, which seemed to be sort of double the speed of a normal heart, slows back down to a normal speed. The creases that you could feel in your brow, the muscles that were clenched, softens. Your clothes stick to your back. And your breathing returns to a normal, even pace. Good. Good. You can go.
I have lived with my anger for a long time. I did not need you to tell me that I can control it. And I walk out.
That girl will be the death of me.
She will. She will kill you.
I'm going to go to a different training room.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yep, there's the one that you were in yesterday with all the scorch marks on the walls.
Me and Lucas not in that one. What the fuck? Excuse me?
is there not another one? Because that one I don't feel is my one to be in.
Sure, there's a third one. Yeah, you have to kick the door in. It says training room 1 on it, and you're just like, fuck it. You kick it off the lock.
I'm going to go in there.
Cool. In there is, it's an archery range. There's a few crossbows and bows and things like that with those targets at one end. So it's a long, narrow one. High voltage ceiling.
Okay.
How convenient.
Yeah. I'm going to see that and then I'm going to go look for Agatha.
Okay.
I don't know whatever you guys were doing in that time.
I mean, I don't know about you.
I was waiting for Lucas to be
Yeah.
ready to train.
I haven't left the table. I haven't touched
If
my.
Lucas hasn't taken me off, I would have still just been sat where I am.
I haven't touched my food. I'm just slowly drinking a cup of tea.
Cup of tea.
And you're sitting on a different table to Lucas still.
Mm-hmm.
And he's there with Oliver by his side. His head is on Lucas's, like just above the knee, just sitting there, a little bit of drool hanging down. He's just like looking up, and occasionally he puts a little bit of food down there, and he's just like. Bacon is his favourite.
That's good to know.
But Jonathan said I really probably shouldn't feed him too much human food.
They walked over. They walked over to us. Well,
You're right, you're not there. No, you didn't. Oh, you.
I'm sat. Am I sat at a different table to you?
I don't know. I just sat at a different one than Jonathan and Lucas were sat at. So whether or not you joined me or went somewhere else.
Oh,
I was presuming you two were at the same table.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like in my head, we can talk across to them.
Okay.
Like I'm just.
Oh yeah, it's not far away. He's like one table over.
Yeah.
Cool.
So he's like it's literally this space. I think.
Yeah.
For the viewers at home, it's about 2.5 meters. Never mind. Yes, what were we saying? Bacon for dogs, human food, not good.
I'm sure a little bit won't hurt.
No, that's what I said.
Bless me. That was right into my mic, sorry.
If you don't mind me saying, Miss Pentecost, you don't look very well. There was a medicine cupboard.
I've taken some medicine.
Oh, very good.
Thank you.
Yes, we found it earlier. I hope you don't mind us helping ourselves, but we of course just wanted Agatha to be all right.
Of course. Very well. I suppose after we've finished eating, you'd like to practice some more.
If that's quite all right, and you are okay to continue?
Quite all right.
Would anyone like this? It's my plate of breakfast.
I'm quite full, thank you.
Yes, me also.
Well, shall we?
All right then.
Cool. Steps up.
So after he's left her, I'm just gonna hang in the doorway for a second and just. Will you be all right, Agatha? If you need to, you can come and interrupt. We shall be in training room 2, I believe. If you need anything, please do not hesitate. I shall see you soon. And then I'll go. Scared.
What's to be scared of?
Laudanum.
Weird. Okay, so you head off to join Lucas in the training room. And he runs you through similar things again, sort of gets you in the mood, so to speak. The magic mood.
So?
The mood for magic.
That's not helping.
Sort of settles you down. You run through the sort of finding some peace within yourself. How well does that go?
Same as yesterday, like it's a struggle.
You don't think you do better?
I think she gets into it quicker than yesterday because she knows what she's supposed to be doing now, but it's still not easy.
Okay. Yeah, so he tries again to teach you this flame spell. And yeah, every time you do it, it's not a flame, it's a bolt that keeps shooting up at the ceiling. But yeah, he jumps a few times as it comes out. But
every time I apologise and make sure he's okay.
Perhaps instead of pointing it back, perhaps you're simply, that is not the spell for you. So perhaps the thing that's coming from you is something else. Why not point your hand at the far wall while you do it this time?
All right. I will do that.
Shoots across, like 30 feet across the room and blasts against the wall, which doesn't sprinkle down dust and stuff because it's more designed to be shot at.
Goodness. Does it leave any marks?
Yeah, there's a sort of sooty kind of
Is it like the
shape
one
to it.
on the other wall?
Yeah. I believe what that is a sort of bolt of some sort of energy.
Is that quite a... Well, is that something that sorcerers often do?
Yes, sorcerers are often known for quite aggressive sort of magic, as well as, I mean, everybody seems to manifest powers in different ways, and it can often be tied into sort of personalities and things. Yes, a sort of, I suppose, an arcane bolt, perhaps.
Well, that does not seem very characteristic for me.
No, but that is not always the case, I suppose. Yes, I'm sorry, I wish there was someone that was more knowledgeable about sorcery than me. When I learn a spell, I learn a specific spell. It's written in a book or on a scroll of some sort, and you know exactly what's going to happen. Whereas I feel for you it's more of an innate, it's simply within you and comes out with your sort of desire for it, I suppose.
And I suppose that makes it harder to control than for you.
Perhaps, yes, harder to control, but maybe easier to manifest.
Perhaps. If there were any books I could find on sorcerers or by sorcerers,
Yes.
If you could help me translate, I would be very grateful.
Yes, there must be some in the library. If we could go there later and see what we could find.
I think that would be very helpful, thank you.
Very good. Very good. Yeah, and you spend some time sort of learning to master this this spell of yours. This what do we call it? Radiant bolt, which is just firebolt of radiant damage.
I've gone to look for Agatha.
She's in the
Still in the kitchen.
dining area.
Probably on like my third cup of tea now.
What do you call a area that's for eating in? Like a
Dining area.
Canteen?
canteen? Yeah, we'll call it a canteen. She's in the canteen.
There's a training room for archery. It's longer than the other two. I thought. If you wanted to practice with your gun, it might be the best room for it. All of my clothes are going to be really gross.
There's a distinct smell too coming off of you.
Yum.
What is the smell?
It's a mix of sulfur and wet dog.
Yum.
That's really hot.
Imagine Agatha.
Just licks you.
She's like, Thomas, I've got this scent for you to
Scraping it off into her.
Ew.
Fucking freaks.
Maybe not today. Maybe if you're not feeling well, but when you're better.
I think I should get some practice, but I don't want to waste any bullets.
Well, perhaps we look for some, and if you find any, then.
You transformed again, then?
Yes, apparently it's tied to my anger.
Then how come you've never done it before?
That is a very good question, which I don't have the answer to. Perhaps I didn't need it before. Perhaps something about the trials brought it to the forefront.
You should probably have a bath. Brutal.
You're probably right. I thought I'd let you know.
Would you like this? I'm not hungry. I've got tea.
What is it?
Bacon and eggs.
I'll take a couple pieces of bacon and I'll munch on that on my way to the bath. Or wherever I get the water from to make the bath, and wherever the bath might be.
Sure, there is, I think like we described it before, there was a room that you found for like washing off and stuff. And in one, there was a couple of bathtubs in there that, have this, you notice these, I feel like, did they have running water back then? Not really.
No, not really.
These ones do.
Oh.
Very bougie. And warm water comes out of this faucet on the side of the wall over the...
Like, what the fuck is this mechanism? I don't know how to work it.
Do
Do I know how to figure out how to work it?
You're just fiddling with it, yeah, and you turn it and like water comes out. You can see it was dripping already. You're like, oh, water must come out of that.
If taps have been invented by this point, why do we...
Because it's only for the Brotherhood. They're like way ahead. They've got artificers. Baths are invented by artificers. Headcanon.
Yeah, maybe. We just don't know.
Because they're all dead.
Okay. Well, I'll figure out how to do that then.
Yeah. And then hot water starts running. This delightfully perfect temperature hot water runs out and starts to fill this bath and run out the drain in the bottom of it.
Cool. Well, I'll do that then.
And then you find a little wooden thing that you can stuff into this drain at the bottom, and the bath starts to fill up. It's all very ingenious.
Yeah, very cool.
Oh, she does.
Well, funnily enough.
The second one, isn't it? No, I'm
No, I was
okay.
I was gonna
Big enough
say
for two.
when I finish having my bath, if I feel any better, I'll be like, I'll go find Agatha again.
Mm-hmm.
Are you still in the canteen?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not in the mood to move about, so yeah. Just almost like robotically, just drinking.
I will have taken different clothes in to change into, so I'm not getting back into disgusting clothes.
Yeah, I'm sure you took some soap from the bedroom that was by the wash bowl that you had there and stuff. You're all sorted, all good.
Cool. So like,
Maybe some perfumes for afterwards for your hair.
no. So I'll like spend a while in there, and then like once I'm out and dried and dressed and stuff, I'll go find Agatha again.
Mm-hmm.
They've got weird things here. Make a bath. It's quite a nice bath. You might enjoy it. You don't have to heat up the water. It just sort of is already hot. You turn a thing and it comes out as hot water already.
Yeah, you do have fountains and stuff, so like you understand the concept of running water, obviously.
Yeah, but it's hot.
Mm-hmm. So somewhere along the line,
I think this
being
is
heated.
accurate.
That makes things easier.
It's quite nice. It might make you feel better.
Are you still with me? As I'm not naked yet.
Did you sort of invite me along?
Well, yeah, to show me. what
Okay,
to
then
do.
yeah.
Yeah. So, start pouring hot water, have a look around, see lavender, and just
Sure.
pour it in.
Yeah, you put some crushed lavender and whatever else you want.
I'll leave you to it. And I'll head out.
Yeah, no, I'll get undressed and get in and just
Bab.
rest.
Cool. Very restful. Lovely.
Yeah, I guess just lean my head against the thing, close my eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm going to go back to reading Madam B's translation of the big old book.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to wait for Rosalind to come back to say that Lucas is free.
Cool. Yeah, you begin to understand more of the concept and the history of this thing, and the sort of the powers that it unlocks within you, that different people through the ages. I say through the ages. There's probably, I guess, there's been about 8 different people with this curse, this taint. The word taint appears in it multiple times in the book.
Or a tainted wine.
The taint.
Anyway.
It's not called the taint.
Not canon.
When you reach out and touch the taint, one of the lions says, the overwhelming power and anger can often consume you, and you should be careful of the taint. Yeah, so more of that. And I guess at some point, yeah, Rosalind comes back to that room.
Yeah, if Lucas has, like, I guess called like a break.
Yeah, I'm not going to keep going over this. I want to just gloss.
Yeah, I'm going to come back to the room, and I am really excited, and it's probably the happiest you've seen me look since I was a child.
You should shoot a firebolt at them. Show them what you can do.
No. Can I show you something? And I will take your hand and, like, almost run, like, down towards training room 2.
Okay. I'm very easily keeping pace with you.
And I'm gonna just, like, stand and, like, show you my soot marks on the wall.
You did it. Oh, of course you did.
Yes. But I did it multiple times, and it yes.
Can I see?
I can try. We'll stand back, and I'll go back to the opposite wall. And I will...
Is Lucas in the room with us?
No, he's gone.
I will, do everything that he taught me that I've been practicing all morning. And I will try and shoot it at the opposite wall like I've been doing.
Cool. Roll a d20.
This is going to be so embarrassing if I can't do it. 13.
Cool, yeah, shoots out your hand. Explodes on the other side of the wall. Not a big explosion, just like... Pfft.
Wow.
Yes. I don't quite know what I'm doing. It's not what he was trying to teach me, but it's the only thing that kept happening. So he just decided to go with it. It might be something that's more common among sorcerers. He says that we can go to the library and look for books to see if there's anything any sorcerers may have written that he can help me translate. If you wanted to come and learn some Latin, and perhaps Agatha, it might take her mind off things.
Agatha's having a bath.
There are baths?
And there's running hot water.
What?
Yes.
How?
I don't know. It's quite nice, though.
That sounds marvellous. I shall have to try that at some point.
That's incredible.
It feels very surreal.
Did Lucas say where he was going? I wanted to ask him some things.
Did he?
No, he just said he was going to go... yeah, sure, he said he was going to the library.
Have
a read.
I think he was heading on up to the library. How was things?
I mean, I did it.
You did it again.
He said it's to do with my anger and that I have to be able to control it, which I'm not sure he quite realises that my entire life has been that. He seemed to think I wouldn't be able to.
Well, that is still quite remarkable that you were in control of it this time. Does it hurt when it happens?
Yes.
Not really. Sort of hot, but...
Well, I think that's quite remarkable too. And I'm sorry if when it happened before that I didn't believe you at first.
Honestly, I'm rather surprised that Agatha didn't try and shoot me.
I think we were all quite caught up in things. Is she all right? Does she seem...
I don't know. She's not eaten. I found another training room that she could maybe practice her guns with, but that she didn't want to waste any bullets.
Yes.
So I said I'd help try and find some.
Yes, we really ought to. And perhaps if there are none here, we should simply go out and purchase some. Not that anybody might sell 3 young girls bullets.
I'm sure I could make them.
I'm sure you could.
Should we go find Lucas?
Yes. And we'll go up to the library.
The library? Cool, that's where we'll take a break.
Okay.
Hello, this is Annabelle Thorne, current head of Thorne Investigations, a paranormal investigations company set up in Edinburgh. I'm here to tell you today that monsters are real, and have been real for centuries, only they've been hiding. We don't understand why they're coming into the light now, but if you see anything, if you hear anything that makes you think you're in contact with one, tell us. We can help. I have a few agents in the field just now, Evangeline Lane Fox, Peter Anderson, Vera Bright, and, for better or worse, my niece, Tabitha. Don't hesitate to tell us. If you do, you might not get another chance.
The Thorn Files podcast is a Monster of the Week actual play podcast with new episodes coming out every other Friday. If you're a fan of horror, mysteries, and shenanigans, why don't you come and give us a listen at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and pretty much everywhere else you can get podcasts. Be ready to be scared.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Hello. Hiya. It's good to see you.
Shall we
Continue.
back in?
Yes. You are... I already forgot. I think you were heading up to the library to find
You were. Aggie's in the bar.
Aggie's having a delightful bath of lavender and
Is
soap.
it making me feel better?
No.
Fair enough.
Physically
You feel
and
clean.
mentally.
Yeah, I don't remember the last time you guys actually had any kind of bathing, so...
Yeah,
I had a bath at the Velvet Masquerade, but I was covered in...
How many days ago was that, though?
I have not bathed probably since.
Oh shit, yeah.
Bro! we
I've
left.
at least been like washing.
I've been like
I-
washing like my face.
I had several baths in my dream world.
Yeah, I'm trying to work out, yeah, if Rosalind hasn't had a bath since the trials, that's gross. She should do that.
But it didn't matter because you came into the dream world and you were really, really clean.
yeah.
Been clean there.
Yeah.
I just put my hand fully in the way of your lens, by the way.
Shall we carry on?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're heading to the library.
Sure. Head to the library. There you find, as you open the doors, Oliver's sort of curled up just by the door, kind of just snoring. I don't know how dogs snore, but it was something like that. I feel like his little lips just go... And Lucas is, you can spot him over the other side of the room, up on one of those ladders that goes around the whole thing. No, I said there's a whole upper area. He's up on the top level, looking around.
Do we know how to get up there?
Sure, there's a ladder. Can you make it up a ladder in your outfits?
Yeah.
Sure. You say so.
It's rude.
Is it?
Yeah.
How long's your dress?
I mean, they weren't, like, floor length. They stopped because the trend at the time was that they wanted to see the shoes. Like, people had beef with longer hemlines coming in because they were like, what's the point of nice shoes then?
Mm-hmm.
They can't be seen.
Sure. I still think it would be difficult for you to climb a ladder in a Regency dress, but I'm not going to stop you.
Well. Well, I'm just going to go in anyway and see if
Mhm.
he notices us.
Sure. Yeah, the door opens and obviously he turns around and looks. Oh, hello.
Hello.
You know magic things, and I was wondering if you could help me. I've got my big book with me, by the way.
Mm-hmm, sure. Yeah, sure, hold on, I'll come down. And he walks across the sort of grating and comes down this sort of ladder at the end. Actually, you know what? It's a spiral staircase because they're always cool.
Love a spiral staircase.
Like one of those little metal ones. It's very narrow, but up it goes. He comes down. Yes?
So I was reading through this, and
Oh, gosh, that's an old book.
yes, and it says that there's this a blood curse thing, and apparently I can do it, and I should see if I can, but you do it to someone, and I don't want to hurt anybody here.
Right, a blood curse. Okay, curses are, I guess, dangerous, obviously. I don't recommend trying them on people, especially if you don't have the ability to undo a curse.
It doesn't seem to last very long.
Right, I'm not sure. Usually to cast a curse on someone, you need to have a target, a specific target in mind.
Yes.
So I don't believe there's any way to really sort of practice that without a suitable target.
Right.
But also, I shall bring up your character sheet. Does it matter? No. But whatever. I guess it doesn't matter right now.
Yeah, no, it's on a creature that I can see, so I have to have somebody.
I was also wondering if, or we could not quite figure it out for ourselves, but if there was some method of organisation in the library. We've tried looking for books a few times and have, ended up rather overwhelmed by the sheer volume.
Yes, before the librarian left, so there is an organisation to it. There are various sort of sections that are dedicated to different parts of either history or science or magic or demonology. So yes, different sections mostly. And then within each section, often in order of either age or author. Often a lot of the books don't have authors, so they're done by sort of the years that we think they were published. I mean, I know my way around most of the library, I suppose. I've been here quite a while.
If you think you could help me perhaps find a book on sorcery,
yes,
or
yes,
buy a sorcery.
mentioned before, yes. That's what I was here already looking up.
Thank you.
What are the books behind the locked cabinet?
I can't remember. I think they're our oldest books. Some very sort of delicate ones. A lot of them are sort of chronologies. That's not it, is it?
Anthologies.
No, like but history books. They're history books.
Did you find anything?
Yes, I did. Yes, but I left it up there. Yes, a few books on sort of the nature and mastery of sorcery and stuff. Generally speaking, the sort of books I was hoping to find are usually kept by the people that are using them. I imagine probably back in your father's home in his study or something like that, he probably keeps his book. As I've not found anything, but some more generic books, I believe, might be useful.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Right, yes. Wait here, I suppose. I'll go back and fetch them. He heads back up the spiral staircase, across the little walkway, picks out a couple of books, like 4 high, comes back down again. I'll put them on the table for you. They're quite heavy. So yes, they're all in Latin. That is generally the sort of chosen. It's just how we do things. So the top book here is a treatise on the origin of sorcery. It's a collection of different writings from different people, and just sort of discussing how it sort of came about and is maybe passed on. There's just various. Some of them are competing ideas. They're not necessarily correct, but useful nonetheless, I'm sure.
Yes.
These other 2 books are various stories about previous sorcerers over the years, and they might contain some useful information. And the final one is it's sort of a spell book, but it's obviously not. It's just a description of various abilities that have been catalogued by people over the years that have been used by sorcerers. So it could give you an idea of perhaps what you are capable of producing at some point.
Well, that all sounds wonderful. Thank you so much.
Yes. I suppose I'll have to read them to you.
Yes. We discussed briefly earlier perhaps learning a little bit of Latin so that in the long run we're less of an inconvenience to you.
Yes, I suppose we could maybe book in a sort of daily lesson for you all.
That would be lovely if you could spare the time.
Perhaps an hour a day.
Yes.
Maybe within a few months you might get a sort of basic understanding, I suppose.
That is quite remarkable.
I mean, I'm no teacher, of course, but I'll do what I can.
That's quite all right. We ought to fetch Agatha though if we were to try any today. I'm sure she would want to be included even if she does not choose to join right now.
Yes, it's always good to include your friends.
Yes.
Okay, shall I flick through these books for you? And you do that. I'm not gonna...
I'm gonna head back to the bedroom.
Okay.
I'm probably out the bath by this point, so...
Sure. In the bedroom?
Yeah.
Cool.
Just sat on bed. On bed.
Sat on
Sat on
bed.
bed.
On sat.
Sat on the bed. Agatha knows how to use determiners.
Some of us at the table have never heard the word determiner before.
Agatha's having a breakdown. What are you doing?
I'm going to pull up my mother's journals
Mm-hmm.
and see if I can figure out the code, or if I would have known where the cipher might be or anything to help break that. See if I recognise any of it. Or...
No. So, having had your conversation with Jonathan, you look through and you can understand now the type of encoding that's used, and that a cipher is needed to decode it. So obviously, flicking through the pages, which you just do, and it's kind of nice to sort of run your fingers over your mother's handwriting, even if you don't understand it. Just knowing that those letters were put there by her hand, and you're sort of retracing over it and stuff. And of course, the dates, for whatever reason, weren't targeted, weren't encoded. So you can just picture the day. It was a spring day, so maybe it was spring. Maybe it was springy.
Maybe it was spring. It says it was spring, so it might have been spring.
I mean, it was a nice sunny day or whatever.
Yeah, I know.
We'll edit that out. Don't want to make me look stupid.
But I wouldn't know where to find the code or...
Getting to...
Sorry. Continue.
Yeah, and as you run your fingers over these letters, you think about the time you recently spent with your mother, and the time that you did not spend with her. And you run through your head all these places that you think your mother could have hidden a cipher, and you think that, but if she'd hidden it, surely your father would have found it after 18 years, 15 years. So you think perhaps it was, she kept it in her head, maybe. And if she kept it in her head, maybe she used something, maybe it was a phrase that she might have used in the past, something that connected her personally,
Do I have any ideas of what that might be?
No.
Okay.
But it could be a phrase.
Okay, I'm going to sit with that for a while and just think over it.
I'll just keep going through the sorcery books in the library with Lucas, I suppose.
Yeah. He runs you through the nature of sorcery. One of the books picks out different people through the ages. This guy was this, he did that, and he had the ability to do blah blah blah. He was very powerful. This guy was an idiot.
That's what Hallows mentioned.
Sure. There's towards the back of the book. There's definitely the William Penhallow is mentioned. Not as a sorcerer, but as someone that undertook a sort of a ritual that seemed to unlock these powers within his line, and his son was sort of baptized into these powers. And then the final book, is just a long. It's a compendium, perhaps, listing various spells. And at one point, Lucas gets very excited. He's like, "Oh! This one here. This radiant bolt shoots out."
Is that's the thing that I can do?
I think so. says here it's a cantrip, which it's just that's the word for a sort of a simple spell that you can cast without tiring yourself out.
Well, that's wonderful.
Other spells are a little more difficult and can often leave you needing to rest afterwards.
Of course. You mentioned something about how it's passed down.
Sure.
Is there anything that Lucas reads out to me about that?
Yeah, like the various in one of the first books, it just talks. There's people have various competing ideas about it, whether it's like through blood, through spirit, through whether it's through the line of the father or the mother. There's lots of competing things, but nothing is like this is how.
Clear
it
answer.
is.
Okay.
Roll a insight check.
Natural 20.
Cool. You notice there's distinctly no mention of women in these books.
I got that already.
Funny.
What time is it?
Midday.
Are you still on bed?
Twice.
I'm still on bed.
Wow.
I think I'm trying to say in bed.
Yeah. Are you still on bed?
No, I'm not in bed. I am on the bed.
Yeah, so I'm still on my bed. Another determiner for you there. I'm resting. Yeah.
Cool.
Do you suppose Richard would train me?
Perhaps.
I had a thought.
Yes.
Well, if my father insisted that Charles learnt how to defend himself with a cane, then perhaps there is a way of making my sword look like a cane.
Richard has a cane.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps he does, though.
Because, well, I've not been able to take it out anywhere with me because, well, you can't really walk around London with a sword.
Mm.
But if it was hidden...
Then no one would be any the wiser.
I don't know where I would go to get that done.
Well, we could go back to the Velvet Masquerade and ask.
That's what I was thinking.
Think you want to go?
The sooner the better. I think there's still quite a few hours of sunlight left.
I'm gonna take some more of that essence of camphor, just
Sure. Take the edge off.
yeah. Just so that it doesn't wear off while we're out.
Mm-hmm.
We should speak to Rosalind.
Yes.
Okay, we'll head back to the library now.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a while.
Remember, I'm walking very, very slowly now.
I mean, not very, very slow.
Half my normal speed.
Yes.
Which to Thalia is very slowly.
Considering your speed is
Talia does the
quicker.
lesbian fast walk.
To escape the men.
No, just to be cool. No.
Oh, sorry, I didn't realise it's just cool to walk fast.
It's a thing. It's
Yeah.
like the gay fast walk is a thing.
Yeah, it's cool to walk fast because no one wants to be a slowpoke.
Gentleman Jack call.
I'm a slowpoke.
Yeah, I know.
Anyway,
Should we go into the library, assuming that
Oh.
this is there?
yeah.
Yeah, Lucas is sort of leaning over Rosalind and sort of running his fingers through it, sort of reading out What the words are.
What? What are you going to say? Running his
Same.
fingers through her
His
hair.
fingers through the hair. It's just that was wonderful, thank you.
Just giving Nigel.
Canon.
Yeah, he's sort of leaning over you and sort of he's reading the book out and sort of running his finger along. So it just thought it might be helpful to get an idea of words in Latin. It's probably not helping.
Rosalind's like trying really hard to make things stick in her brain.
And then the other two pop in.
We thought we might go back to the Velvet Masquerade for a trip.
Yes, of course. We were. Well, I've probably kept you long enough on this.
No, it's quite all right. What's the Velvet Masquerade?
Our previous lodgings.
Oh, an inn?
Of sorts.
Yes, we were taken very good care of there, and they were looking into some things for us. Some of the things about the people with the moon symbols, and they are very well known in Ratcliffe. They are able to find things out that we are not.
Well, that wasn't... Yes.
Okay.
But we shall be back before sundown, long before, I promise.
Yes, please do. Please do be back before sundown.
We will, I promise.
Don't tell Jonathan.
Oh, I believe it. I have to.
I've started just walking.
Let him know that we promise we'll be back early.
Okay. I'll wait a few minutes before I tell them you've left.
Thank you. We shall see you later.
Okay, be careful. All of you.
Quickly before I go, actually, I had a thought. Because people here might have already had the idea. Right? Was there anybody here who had a sword that they had made to look like a cane?
Probably.
And that wouldn't still be here? Or you wouldn't know where I could get that done?
There might be some in the armory, maybe, or in the room that we were using to put people's belongings after we discovered them. I could have a look for you while you're out. Or did you want to look now?
Well, it's up to you.
Well, I mean, I would like to pick one, I suppose, or see if any fit mine.
Oh, no, it would have to be like a custom-made thing.
Right.
You can't just put a sword into a...
Yes, but they might...
I wouldn't call it a walking stick.
They might have some engraving on it of where they got it done. It does not seem like the kind of thing that you could just walk into a shop and ask for.
No. Oh, I was just thinking you'd just want to take one.
Yes, for right now,
Oh.
but then I would like to get one made for mine.
Oh, okay. So you want to convert your sword into a hidden walking stick type thing. I'm no weaponsmith, so, but I suppose it might be possible. So you want to go and check now and see? Okay. Right, follow me to the. We'll go to the armory first.
Is it quite alright if we leave these books out to perhaps come back to?
Yes. We'll just stick them nicely in. Should be fine.
Thank you.
Okay. He leads you down the corridor, around a couple of corners. Right, this is our armory. It's where we keep well, everything really. Yes. Opens the door. Opens up, and yeah, it's sort of weapon racks of rifles and handguns and swords.
Bullets?
Sure. Like you look around, you can find bullets. Basically everything you need.
I point out to Agatha.
Mm-hmm.
Are there swords that look like canes?
No, not in here. There's a few various swords, lots of knives. Not a lot of swords. Kind of not in fashion anymore. But yeah, there's a few. Nothing here, but yes, if we check the sort of... it's not really lost property anymore, is it? But
Can I take one of these as well?
Of?
A little sword. Not sword.
No.
Dagger.
I suppose for self-defense, yes.
I have another dagger.
Mm-hmm.
If we are returning to Ratcliffe, it might be wiser to disguise you a little.
Yes.
And perhaps if we could find a hat or something to cover your hair.
Yes. Did we see any hats when we were looking for plain clothes?
Sure, yeah. You find one that fits.
I'm going to go back and take some more of their clothes so that I'm in plain clothes again.
Cool. Yeah.
Preferably that fit slightly.
Sure, you find some reasonably well-fitting clothes. You're in a nice suit. Nice jacket, little black neckerchief type thing.
I mean, I wouldn't have put that on.
Yeah, fine. Look like a fucking bum then.
Well, we're going to Ratcliffe. That's what I'm trying to do. I don't want to look like I'm in nice clothes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I'll try and hide my hair in a hat.
Sure, yeah, works.
Yeah.
Just tie it up, stick it in.
While you're doing that, I'm going to go to my room, get my reticule,
Mm-hmm.
and put some rouge on for no reason.
Okay. For no reason.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in my...
You want to roll a deception check against your DM?
Do I need to?
No.
I'm in my very nice dress.
Very good. The one from the pocket dimension.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. You have nice new shoes?
Yeah.
Great.
Okay. Yeah. Well, but I'll do that after he's taken us to the lost property, because I want to be looking for a sword first.
Yes, we skipped ahead. Yeah, in lost property, sure, you make a investigation check.
5.
Oh, I was going to give you a sword and everything. No, this isn't one. It's very sad for you.
But of course, people are helping me look for it.
Yeah, I'm helping.
Okay, we'll roll again then. What? Just for you.
Aggie just looked.
Doesn't matter.
Why?
Because you said it was a help roll, so you.
Okay, that's better. 18.
Okay, yeah, you find one.
Yay!
You looked the first time, and then people were like, "That was the only look you're gonna do."
Talia just went.
Yeah, because
there's not one.
I just rolled an actual 20, so I suppose I just kind of...
Agatha just gave her.
Do you want to look again?
It's like I do with kids. I'm like, come on, well, just look again.
Look better.
Yeah, so you find a very simple walking stick, this sort of chunky wood with a sort of metal round ball on the top, and you see that if you give it a little twist, the wood of the near the handle sort of has a sort of line across it, and just a small sword comes out, and I'll do 1d6.
Cool. What would that be, like a short sword?
Yeah, put down as a short sword.
Cool. I'll take that with me then.
Mm-hmm. Actually, doesn't matter. Because a short sword will use your strength, but you want dex, don't you? No, you've got high strength, medium dex. Yeah, doesn't matter. Okay. Yeah, short sword fine. Short sword fine.
Fab.
All right then, are we all ready?
I think so.
Should we perhaps try and get a carriage again for speed?
Yes,
and
probably wise.
Stay off the streets.
Cool.
For some reason it didn't add my sword.
Rude.
Cool. We will do that.
Excellent. You flag down a carriage. A man sort of pulls his horse over, brings it down. Hello again, girls.
Is it the same one we were with Jonathan with?
No, it's the guy that you first met to Ratcliffe with. Glad to see you all doing well.
Yes, quite.
I don't know what I sounded like the first time because that was like months ago. So
for us, it was like a week.
Yeah,
just over a week.
Where are you off to today?
Back to Ratcliffe.
Ratcliffe again, as you are. obviously you know how to handle yourselves. You came back just fine. I can see that.
Right.
Hop on in then. Use your feet.
Get in.
Yeah, sure, you'll get in. Head off to Ratcliffe in your carriage.
Is this just a general call, or are we asking or seeking something specific?
I thought Richard might train me.
Yes, I think that is a good idea.
I'm going to be looking over the cane to see if it's got any engravings or markings for a place that I could get it done. To mine.
No, there's no point making an investigation check. You look over it, you don't see anything.
I can't add a sword, but that's fine.
But you feel like probably someone that's making a hidden weapon like this probably doesn't want to advertise that that's what they're doing.
Yeah, that's fair.
Could have made you roll insight for that, but you're not stupid. You're not stupid. You just look stupid.
Rude.
And as the carriage wheels plod along the cobbled streets of London, bounce around.
We have to do the carriage movement.
Mm-hmm. You you get to Ratcliffe again. I forget how long it takes. An hour, half an hour?
About half an hour, yeah.
Oh, half an hour. He pulls up outside the inn, the inn that you dropped you off at the first time.
Mm-hmm. Do you think we ought to go direct to the door? No?
Loop around is what we were always told.
I mean, in the carriage.
Oh.
Would that be better or worse than being seen on the streets?
I don't think we should get dropped right outside.
All right. Here then.
How far away is it to walk from where we currently are?
15 minutes. Maybe. Half an hour.
We could be dropped slightly closer, but
Right.
Agatha will know exactly where to drop us.
I will.
Sure. Yeah, you.
There's like a street away or something.
Yeah, you put your head up out the carriage and say, "Oh, actually, we've been staying," and you remember a house that looked like it was a sort of
Boarding house.
boarding house.
Mm-hmm.
Could you drop us at the boarding house that you'd seen previously?
Yep.
Which you know is about 5 minutes walk from the unmentionable place.
Mm. Cool.
He does that, drops you off, waves you off. He's like, "Be careful."
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
He's away.
And we will head into the Velvet Masquerade.
Well, we'll go knock on the door.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so as you walk towards the Velvet Masquerade, and you turn a corner that leads you onto the main road, you can see the Velvet Masquerade ahead of you, but you can also see a large gathering of seemingly well-to-do people crowded around outside. A lot of women, quite a few men, a lot of top hats and sort of large flamboyant dresses, and a sort of rabble. There seems to be one man and a woman sort of standing in front of them all, sort of like shouting back and forth, and the crowd is sort of shouting in agreement. You can hear a lot of, "Yeah, yeah," sort of that sort of sounds. And then they're sort of shouting stuff at the Velvet Masquerade through the doors and windows and things.
We'll stop and at the corner of the street. Can we hear what they're saying?
Make perception checks. You can hear them certainly.
Natural 20.
This is about picking out
Seven.
the actual
Plus something. So 19, I think.
You hear a lot of talk about not wanting your sort here. Your ungodly behavior is undesirable. Lots of talk of sin and sinners and shame. There's a lot of people saying shame, shame, and that's a lot of just negative rabble. And if you're staying there just listening for a while, you hear the woman that's out the front sort of talking to the crowd. is she sort of starts to give another sort of speech. We don't want we the Society of Suppression of Vice are not going to stand around and simply allow this sort of evil behaviour to continue right under our nose. They're putting people's souls at risk. They're bringing down our society, and quite frankly, I've had enough of it, and I know you have too, and it's about time we put a stop to this.
Do we recognise any people in the crowd from people who might have already been there when we were there?
Make a
Agatha would
perception check, sure.
5.
4.
Doesn't seem to. I mean, you're at a distance away, but it doesn't. You're not seeing any hypocrites, if that's your immediate thought.
Is there anyone sort of like on that edge of the crowd that I can like go up and like speak to without getting really like into the crowd of it?
Yeah, there were sort of a number of men that are sort of there but not there.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean, and they're also like shouting encouragement and stuff like that.
I'm gonna go up to whoever's nearest
Mm-hmm.
and just ask, excuse me, so what seems to be the matter here?
Oh, we're having a protest about this den of sin. With a society for the suppression of vice.
I see.
We're all about improving the nature of London, getting rid of crime, getting rid of sin, and just making sure that everyone's living a nice, holy sort of life.
I see. And I'll just go back to these guys.
Okay.
a nice holy life.
Yes. Perhaps.
Do we know any back way into the masquerade?
Make
Like the garden.
Yeah.
Or maybe.
No, you don't have to make any choice. You know that you can take a side road round the back to the gate that you can bring the carriage in.
Should we try and?
I suppose so. We can't get in through the front. Agatha? All right, let's go then.
Agatha, make a... What kind of check do I want you to make?
Frightened.
8 is so good.
I suppose a history check. It's your history. And you did hear the name of the society quite clearly, didn't you?
Yeah, we all had.
Society of Suppression of Vice.
Yeah.
9.
Okay.
Jesus.
Yeah, +6.
Wow.
On a 9, you do recall hearing this organisation before.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
What's the matter?
Do either of us recognise it?
Rosalind can make a roll for it.
Oh. Perhaps Martha wouldn't let me anywhere near her precious baby.
How many pluses? Is this history?
Yeah.
20. Not natural.
You do recall some conversations overheard between your mother and Martha about this organisation, that Martha is a keen...
Oh, fuck's sake.
and has been for quite some time. Perhaps the last, 4 or 5 years. Actually, I'm not sure how old it is. Yeah. It's had various names since like the late 1700s, so...
Agatha, if you want to keep a distance and return another day, that's quite all right.
No, let's go inside.
All right. And we'll sneak round the back.
Cool. As you get a little bit
In the dark, that's fine.
Yeah, as you get a little bit closer to the crowd,
Like the time or place.
as you get a little bit closer to the crowd to turn down the back alleyway that will lead you to the back, you can all make perception checks again.
I'm scared.
Disadvantage, of course, for
Oh,
you.
11.
6.
If it's to see if we recognise a person that we know, am I allowed advantage for scent?
I'd say not at this stage.
Okay. 11.
Cool. You don't recognise anybody. And why would you? Why would you?
The person at the front isn't Martha.
The person at the front is not Martha.
Is it?
You don't.
I think.
You don't recognise her.
Yeah, I think we wouldn't have to roll.
Yeah, I think we would just know if it was
Yeah.
Martha.
We would hear her voice and be like, oh shit.
Oh, I'm gonna kill someone. Alright.
Cool. You head round the back, and as you turn the corner again,
Trying to, like, not draw attention.
yeah, you slip round the back, and go around the corner, and where the gate is that you know leads into the back garden and the sort of wallish shed, like the covered area where they keep the thing. Richard is sort of standing, the real Richard this time, is sort of standing, leaning up against the back gates. His cane is next to him, as well as the sort of cudgel, I suppose, is sort of leaning up. It's like a baseball bat, but like not, obviously. It's sort of leaning up against the wall, and he's leaning there as well, just sort of, I guess, on guard.
Richard,
Girls!
it's just us.
Oh,
We managed to sneak around.
oh good.
What's that?
Oh, we get it now and then. Fucking Vice Society. Sorry, excuse my language. Oh, yeah, come in. We'll get you off the streets. He sort of reaches his arm over, sort of clunks up, and then opens the gate for you.
Did they go away after a while? They said they were protesting.
Yeah, they pop down now and then. Honestly, though, I think the Ratcliffe runners have probably psyched them up. It's getting a bit messy out there. They've decided we're to blame for their current woes with the watch. Which of course we're not, and we've told them so. But I think they're just looking to cause some trouble.
But you think everything will be all right?
Madam B usually makes sure it's all right.
Yes. Well, actually, you wanted to speak to Richard.
Yes. I got one too. And I held out my cane.
Very nice. Very nice. It's probably a bit heavy for you, a bit weighted. More of a man's size, isn't it?
Dahlia is very strong.
Well, yeah, but it's more about balance and what. You know how to use one. Yeah?
Well,
Well, all right. Well, he sort of picks up his... Show me what you
does
got.
he pull a sword out of his?
Yeah.
Cool. I'll do the same.
All right, come at me then.
Rosalind's very normal about this. I just want to make that clear.
Stand back, girls. You're about to see something very good.
Like as we step back in a little huddle.
Make an attack roll.
7.
Cool, you gotta swipe at him, and he just, much faster than you would imagine a man of his size can move. He just steps to the side and gives you no, he doesn't. No, he just he sort of waves his sword at you, but not dangerously as you nip past. Just a...
Now, I will say this isn't my one. I want to get one done specifically for my one.
That's what I said. It's not weighted for you. Right, one more go.
18.
18. Okay. You go to slash at him again, and he.
I obviously don't want to actually cut.
No, I know. And it goes quite across. And he brings his sword up, clashes off. Oh, it's a good strike. I like that one. Could be a killing blow.
Actually, this is why we're here. I was hoping that somebody might train me.
In swordplay.
That and just unarmed and just as self-defense.
I suppose it never hurts for a girl to know some self-defense, but how can I help?
Well, I heard that you know how to fight.
Who'd you hear that from?
I'm afraid I'm not at liberty to say.
Could have been any of them, couldn't it? Gossips. I've been known to do a little fighting in my time, just to earn some coin. earn some respect, put food on the table, sometimes to just get out of debt or settle some small matter of honour.
Well, there wasn't any judgment in it.
It's quite admirable, really.
I just...
Oh, you think so?
I thought I wanted to be trained by the best, and you seem to be the best that I would know.
Make a persuasion check with advantage as you're flattering him.
19. Mine... Oh, +1, 20.
Hey.
Dirty 20. Well, suppose they don't call me the Masquerade Wall for nothing. I guess I could show you a few moves. Nothing full on, obviously. I'll flatten you. But,
I'm quite a lot stronger than I look.
literally 4 times your size.
I could...
My bicep is the size of your head.
That doesn't mean anything.
I've been known to win every arm wrestle I've done.
Every arm wrestle you've done.
Against,
One against
quite
Thomas.
large men. She's beaten Thomas.
Several
Twice,
times.
Multiple times.
I mean, I can beat Thomas.
So can Thalia.
Come on then. He walks over to...
If I lose to Richard, then I don't really care.
He walks over to the shed, and there's a big crate there. You recognise the crate, actually. It's the one the lion's head was delivered in. Picks it up, moves it over, so you've got space either side.
I love when Lyndon
So then,
kisses them afterwards.
shall we?
Bugger. 12.
9.
Ooh! The dice want me to win.
Bad. Not bad. But there's more about fighting than just being strong. You've got to learn to take a punch. You've got to learn to give a punch. You've got to learn how to punch right. Otherwise, you know what can happen. And we don't want you to get into trouble again. Right. I'll teach you some of what I know. When? Not now, obviously. We're a little preoccupied.
Obviously. I don't know, really. Whenever is best for you. It has to be during the day. We have to be home. We have to be back before dark.
Curfew, eh? Right, well... Maybe we should see about clearing off these protesters. Come on then, come with me.
Oh.
He goes back inside. Yeah, you're going through the back door, through the kitchen. Everybody, there's no one in the kitchen. People are sort of congregating in the main hallway with the stairs and stuff coming down. But everyone seems to be there. Madam Bitch is standing there. She's got a little pistol at her side. The boys are all there, and they've got various, like, Zach is holding just like a small piece of wood, like a floorboard that he's picked up from somewhere.
I love Zach.
Jonathan has some sort of cudgel. Thomas has nothing. He's just
I'll go up to him. I see that he has nothing. Go up to him, take my gun out, hand it to him.
Put that away.
So I do.
It's okay. I don't like fighting, but look, if people decide they're going to come in, then bounce a few heads together, but I'm not going to use a weapon. I don't think you should either.
Sorry.
No, of course. I mean, I understand the need for self-defense. Diamond has a pistol, I think. And I think Lulu's got a couple of knives, and I get it, but it's not for me. And anyway, if you're here, and I'm here, I'll stand in front, look after you, won't let you get hurt. It's just, bad timing, I suppose. They normally just resort to a few bricks through the windows. We've never been... I mean, look at them. They're all just a bunch of poncy upper-class cunts. Sorry.
No, you're quite right.
Girls, you have picked a most inopportune time to stop by.
Yes, we're terribly sorry. We had no idea.
How close is Zach to us?
Zach, I mean, everyone's close. It's not a massive hall. Well, I suppose it is. Yeah.
While Agatha's talking to Thomas, I just want to go over and be like, you should really put that down before you hurt somebody, you know.
I've already hurt people. The splinter.
Oh, sweetie.
Still, they come through. They're gonna get the plank.
Would you like me to get the splinter out?
Oh, if you can, yes.
I'll attempt to, like...
Awfully. Shall we make a medicine check? Just go roll above a 10.
Oh.
Are you making it worse?
Well, don't be such a worse.
But yeah, Diamond's standing there. You don't see a pistol on her, but she is holding a large paddle made of wood, about so long. It has little heart shapes cut out into it. She's spinning it around in her hand quite deftly. She seems to be quite comfortable with this. She looks over at you as you sort of look. You catch her eyes. You're sort of looking, and gives you a wink.
Rosalind just malfunctions, I guess, for a bit.
And then Madam B can speak to us.
Most inopportune time, I was saying. This is nothing to worry about. It happens perhaps once a month, and they usually get bored and go away after we throw feces at them and various empty chamber pots, which we were just about to do. Perhaps you would like to join us.
I think perhaps that is not the job for us. Our anonymity is still, of course, an issue. Of course.
Very well, I would encourage you to look away. Grab your chamber pots, boys and girls. We are going to get rid of these people.
Step back, but I'm not going to look away.
Sure. So she is not carrying a chamber pot, of course. She walks up to the front doors, pulls the bolt off, pushes both doors open, steps out.
I'll make sure that we're like around a corner, so we can't really be.
Sure.
Yeah, but I'm like sort of peeking around.
She steps onto the sort of the 3 or 4 steps down. So she's on the top step still, but sort of comes out. Almost like a stage in some ways. Ladies and gentlemen, it appears that you have outstayed your welcome. We appreciate your custom here. We especially appreciate your custom, Mr. Smith. But it is unfortunately time for you to leave now. So you are dismissed. And everybody sort of runs out with their chamber pots and just up to the gates and just throws it all over the group. It goes everywhere. There's screaming and shouting. There's like petrified, girlish screams from the woman that was standing at the front, and she just gets covered. And you wonder to yourself, like, have they never seen this? Like, what if it happens every time? What are they stupid? But but perhaps you think that the turnover of protesters is probably quite high. There's different people every time.
People who have knowingly stepped back.
Yeah, I feel like
old hands step back.
Yeah, a few have. But the woman at the front was like, her red face. She was clearly enraged and was like giving such a speech. And then when she turned around to listen to this
too late.
devil woman talk. It was a bit too late. And yeah, all the employees of the Masquerade, of this small legitimate business, throw a few insults and shouts and tell them all to fuck off, and the language is
Just
enlightening.
Does Thomas call them righteous upper class cunts?
Thomas doesn't say anything. He just he throws his chamber pot with the rest, and then he just sort of stands there watching them, glaring at them.
He's a pacifist.
I love him, baby boy. Sorry.
I'll stand in front and protect him.
Will you actually?
Not for this crowd. That's not.
I was gonna say.
And this horrified crowd very quickly disperses, except for a couple of the sort of older men that are at the back, that are sort of standing on the other side of the street. They've got the sort of arms crossed, they're sort of leaning against the houses and the walls on the other side, just sort of glaring at Madam B.
Do we recognise any of them?
Make perception checks.
Oh, that's cold.
17.
18.
19.
Nice.
You do not.
I knew that was that.
Yeah, me too.
But you could have. But like you're confident you don't recognize
Yeah.
them, you see. And eventually they sort of turn and disappear down some side streets as well. Right, very well. That is done with.
That was very brave.
Oh, not at all. But thank you. We are quite used to such nonsense on occasions. But yes, I do believe this one may have been a little incited by some of those men you have seen leaving last. Possibly some Ratcliffe runners.
Well, I hope they're quite put off.
Yes, they usually disappear for a month, maybe two, but yes, they will be back again as always. But
they can't do anything to hurt you. You're a well-established business.
We are a well-established, legitimate business, we. But no, they have plans to make such businesses illegal. But, it has always been the case. I do not think it would be a problem. Plus, many of the people making the laws are frequent visitors to many such establishments. It would be hypocritical of them to enact such laws.
Yes, and it's not like the upper class to be hypocritical.
Oui, but I am... we shall see, I suppose. Well, let's go back in. Anybody need to clean off their hands? And Zach's like, yeah. He's got shit all down his front.
Oh, baby.
Right.
I tripped. I'll be in the bathhouse. And he very carefully walks around a couple of corners to where you know the little bathroom is. He leaves a trail, which seems a little bit very pungent to you, more so than normal. You're like, was that a week-old bowl? Jeez,
Stop, I should say.
what did you eat?
No.
I could probably tell what he ate.
It was dick. Anyway. Oh yeah, I'm the DM. I'm in charge. Okay. Yes. Well, it was lovely for you to pop around again and see us.
Yes. Well, we had some questions and requests for Richard. And I don't suppose in so short a time there's been any updates on the rest of it, the moons and.
Well, perhaps not on that, but we have had some interesting, I suppose. Well, bad news, really.
Oh.
We, one of my associates, someone that I have come to trust, and was sort of implanted within the Ratcliffe wonders was unfortunately, I suppose she must have been discovered and murdered. And so I am very upset about that.
Well, that's awful. I'm so sorry.
Yes, she was a good person, very handy in a fight, and a good person. Her name was Judith.
I'm so sorry for your loss.
Thank you. But, yes, I suppose all that can be done about that is vengeance. Which you, of course, need play no part of. I will handle that. Is Thalia putting 2 and 2 together?
Is she ginger? No.
She's not ginger, no.
It's still Talia's fault, though.
Well, what else can I help you with? You said something about Richard?
Yes, well, he has agreed to teach Thalia some of his fighting skills.
Fighting skills, Thalia. Interesting. Will he be teaching you sword play or fisticuffs?
Bit of both.
Well, I always encourage people to have hobbies and things like that. Oh, you could use that ballroom if you want. It is a lot of space in there.
There's a ballroom here.
Well, of course, have you not looked in?
I had no idea.
It's literally through these doors. You have never been through these doors?
No.
Oh, well, you must, please. She opens it up. Opens up both of these grand doors into a very large room. The floor is black and white tiles like a chessboard. There are these beautiful, old but beautiful curtains. To the at the front is you've seen this window. It's a floor. It's literally floor, like top of the house to the bottom window. Because this is a huge story. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, ballroom. Yes, sometimes we host little events in here.
It is stunning, madame.
I'm quite proud of it myself.
As you should be.
But as you can see, there's, we plenty of room to move around and...
Well,
so,
thank you.
Tell me, how was your stay with Mr. Jonathan Whitmore? I trust he is behaving himself with you and giving you the respect that you deserve.
Well, I said I'd kill him otherwise.
Very good, very good. But did you not know that?
When?
After he found us and sent you off.
Oh. Well, I suppose that explains his apology this morning. I did wonder about that.
Well, it certainly sounds that this is a situation you may or may not have an handle on. But you're standing your ground by the sounds of it. He did seem a little pompous when he came here.
Yes.
I must say it did not make the best impression, but I am sure he thinks the same of me. But of course the difference is he is wrong.
Quite. It is simply necessary for us, for now, to remain with him there.
I see.
Safer, he says.
Mm-hmm. Well, as you said before, he is somewhat to have been trusted in the past and has always looked out for you, so in that regard I will trust you to trust him. Well, we have only known each other for a week anyway, so you should not even trust me the way you do, and I appreciate that. I am just glad that we have been able to form such a strong bond over such a short period of time. I have had some rumors of a masquerade ball that is in the theme of a full moon. During the upper classes, there has been sort of clues and rumors dropped that somebody plans to host a big party during the next full moon, and that many people are invited.
Well, that sounds quite promising.
It is better than nothing, I suppose. Again,
Yes.
the moon is not exactly a unique clue for us to follow, but...
No. But the bodies we found in that house, they were certainly more well-dressed than most of the average Ratcliffe citizens. Perhaps
Oui.
they were of the upper classes.
Oui. I have you heard of the Freemasons? No, they are a London secret society. One of many, of course. But it is one I have not been able to infiltrate at the moment. But yes, I wonder if any of these societies might be involved. It is hard to say.
Mm. Do you know where the ball may be held, or who perhaps is hosting?
Not yet. It seems to be one of those ones where the rumor is the marketing of it. Possibly the word marketing does not exist yet, but what else can we say as people in the 21st century? It is possible that these rumors are being generated by the person who wants to make a good impression and have a sort of secretive, hush-hush, whisper way of having this ball be spread, the word spread, which is fairly common.
And
so we are simply keeping our ears to the ground and waiting for more clues, another location. I am sure some of my pillow friends will have more information in time.
yes, I think it is worth investigating if you do hear more to pass it on to us.
Oui, that is my plan.
Thank you.
Oh, no need to thank me. I'm, as I've said before, this intrigue excites me. I've been looking for something to exercise my mind, I suppose. Yes, and I have never experienced anything like this, and I have a desire to help you and help myself.
Well, we are very grateful for that.
You are welcome. Agatha, you are looking both glum and unwell.
Yes, I'm coming down with something.
Oh no, let me check you over. I know a little something of medicine, and I can perhaps help you out. Probably not on the 7th, so perhaps flu or fever of some sort. You're well enough to travel still, I hope. How did you get here?
We took a carriage. We thought it better than
Oui.
to be seen.
Oui, yes, I recommend you take a carriage back, I suppose. And you should rest, drink plenty of liquids, plenty of water, stay away from alcohol, and try and eat as much as you can. Are you vomiting or other vacuous juices from your body?
No.
I didn't say juices. I did. Oh, very good, very good. Just a perhaps temperature and a sweat. Perhaps just a fever. We'll should keep an eye on that. But yes, water, eat as much as you can. Keep up your strength.
Thank you.
We seem to have had an awkward pause.
Might I speak with you briefly?
We alone? Of course. Perhaps you other two could just step into the hallway for a moment?
Yes, of course.
We can, you want to sit down over here or just talk?
I'm gonna go find Thomas.
I'll just go
Oh, she,
sit somewhere and not third wheel, I guess.
shuts,
Because I don't need to be involved in your relationship with Thomas. Sorry.
she shuts the door on the two of you, politely, closes them gently. Well, what is the matter?
Is it my fault? Your friend?
Judith? No, it is mine, I suppose. I should have foreseen that my actions would lead to consequences. But you cannot see every angle, and I thought she was safely ensconced, but I suppose it turns out they knew who she was all along, or had recently discovered it. I do not know. I suspect, perhaps, in my hubris, I believed that she was safely ensconced within the group. Is that the word, ensconced? I think so. But I do not know. But a body turned up in one of the canals yesterday.
If you wanted help, well,
as much as I would like to believe that you are a capable combatant in street fights, you're still so young, and I appreciate your.
I beat Richard in an arm wrestle.
No, you did not.
Would you like me to get him to tell you?
You beat him in an arm wrestle. How is this? How is this be? She touches your arms. There's a firmness there that should surprise us all. That is a surprising firmness. Well, I could certainly put you to good use somewhere else. But, no, of course, no, ignore me. But some people would pay handsomely for such a strong arm. Well, perhaps, no, I could not put you into danger, but I am interested to see you, train with Richard, perhaps. You have had training before with a sword? I feel like you have mentioned this to me.
A little when I was younger. We had swords back home.
With your father? I see. Well, certainly I'm interested in seeing what sort of capabilities that you have, so I know how much trouble you can get yourself into, at least. And how to keep you out of trouble. Since I seem to have adopted that role with you.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. We live in a place where trouble is behind every corner. It is unavoidable. But if we cannot look after ourselves, who can? Especially if you have, no father to step into that role. We often rely on our own wits, on our own strength, on our own skills. So I agree that you should have as many skills and wits as you can. I am not too bad with a pistol. And I do a little swordplay myself.
Agatha's rather good with a pistol as well.
Well, aren't you full of surprises? And what is Rosalind's special skill in martial combat?
Being hot.
She can do something rather incredible, actually, but that's not for me to tell.
Well, many people here can do something that is known as rather incredible. I suspect that is not what you mean. No, does not matter. A little joke. Yes, I forget. You must have learned something while you were here, though, no?
Mm-hmm.
And it reminds me. Have you made headway with your little problem with your little friend?
Well, she, I I don't know, really.
Because I have heard rumours. A little confession in the lounge. No?
Well, it's rather odd, actually, because we seem to keep telling each other that we love each other and then not doing anything about it.
Oh, I see. This is, I will say this is often the case among the gentler sex. We are so used to being pursued quite egregiously by the opposite sex.
Well, I've not really been pursued by anybody.
No. Well, I suppose you were young. But you had this call-in? Was that it?
Yes, but that was arranged. That was nothing to do with...
True, I suppose. Well, I do feel that sometimes people grow up in a sort of environment when you expect the pursuing to be done to you, not to do.
Well, I just don't want to make her uncomfortable. She's been pressured into a lot, and I don't want to be another person making her do things that she doesn't want to do.
That is very commendable. But there's no harm in simply asking for what you want. The worst she can say between friends is no, is it not? You could say, Rosalind, is it okay if I kiss you? And then she will say yes, or she will say no, or she will run into your arms and embrace you. What other options could there be between such beautiful people? She would surely not run the other way again. Chin up. Eyes on me. You need to have more confidence in yourself. And what is this under your hat? She lifts your hair, or your hair falls back. Are you... Is this real?
Yes, it came back with me.
Came back with you when...
How much did they tell you when I was lost?
Not much. They told me you were lost and they had to rescue you. And they clearly did. And your hair was like this when you came before? It must have been flustered. Not noticed? Oui, it was.
Yes, yes. I went to it's awfully difficult to explain, but it was a pocket dimension is what they said. I don't know. It's a place that I went to and it was all perfect and my parents were there and it was lovely, and when we came back, we came back as we were there.
Pocket dimension? I do not even know what this means, but
I don't really know what it means.
It is more magic, I suppose. And you have been... What, you were gone long enough for your hair to grow long?
I didn't want it to. I quite enjoy my hair and I could have it there. It didn't matter about... I wasn't in any danger there, so I could have it however I wanted it. And
this is fascinating. You say a word where everything was perfect? Why did you come back? I think if it happened to me, I would probably just stay. There was enough pain in this world already.
It wasn't real. Rosalind and Agatha weren't there.
So, you see. Yeah, dry your eyes. Pulls out a little handkerchief.
Well, we have to be back before it's dark, so...
We, of course, yes. So you want you come here and you train in my ballroom and then you flounce off again with not a care in the world?
No,
I jest. I am excited. Let us this thing you hold. This is your sword. Richard.
Well, it's not mine actually. It's one that I've borrowed. I want to get a cover. I need to ask Richard where he got his done because I don't know where I would go to get it done. It doesn't seem like something that you can.
Oh, you don't have to ask Richard for that. You can ask me. It is me that set him up with the connection. I have a special friend in the city who can make various pieces of equipment for me upon asking. And one of them was, some concealed weapons, which are not considered to be proper, so we have to have them made on the hush-hush. You would like one for yourself?
Yes, I've already got the sword. I just need to be able to hide it.
I see. And you want to keep the original blade and have it turned into something else? I believe that would be possible, moving the hilt and whatnot, and I'm not the expert, of course, but having seen it done, well, I could organize that for you if you wish. I think it probably will cost no more than 10 or 15 pounds, which I believe you are good for, no? Very well. Shall we, were you looking to practice now?
Well, we are here.
We are? Let us check outside and make sure.
Of course, if he's needed for anything else, then...
Oh, I am sure we have run them off, but the Radcliffe runners may well have other things in mind. But just to be on the safe side, we will check, and then, yes, perhaps the two of you will dance together in here. And I will see what you can do. Maybe I will show you a few things myself. Sure. What are you guys doing during that 20-minute conversation?
I feel like I knew you wanted to go and hang out with someone. So I've just gone to sit in the common room. If anyone's in there, I'll be making conversation, but I'll just sit.
Sure. Yeah, people come in and out. Everyone's pleased to see you, so everyone comes in. They're like, oh, I missed you. It's only been 24 hours or whatever.
Rosalind just has that effect.
Zach doesn't come in, he's busy.
Oh, bless him. Yeah.
You can actually hear Zach, because the bathroom's literally only across the hallway. And you can hear him singing to himself while he's running himself he's made himself a bath, and he's just like, love. He's singing little dirty ditties about sex and all sorts.
Okay, maybe I'm not enjoying that so much.
Mm-hmm. Something about having big balls.
What are you doing?
Where is Thomas?
Thomas was staying in. He was waiting around with you. So after you all came in and you went off into the ballroom, Thomas sort of stood there waiting at the bottom of the stairs. And when you came back in, you walked up to him.
Mm-hmm. Give him a hug.
Wraps his big arms around you back and gives you a little lift up. Oh, he remembers you don't like being lifted up, so he just gives you a bit of a squeeze. Your heels go up, and then he's like, "Oh no."
Oh.
Glad you're safe.
Would you like a cup of tea?
I mean, this is my house, so would you like a cup of tea?
Oh.
Yes.
Pretty sure I can make one. Go on then. Leads you to the kitchen. Mm-hmm. There's some hot water there. He moves it back on to sort of heat back up again. We should have some tea leaves somewhere, so he opens a few cupboards, eventually finds some, puts out a couple of mismatching cups, finds a teapot, pours out the old stuff that was in there, adds new. By the time he's done all that, the water's ready. Why am I fucking
explaining how tea is made?
Right.
Thomas is awkward and you're feeling his nerves.
Yeah.
We just need to leave it 3 minutes to brew.
Mm-hmm.
We've got a little sand timer there.
Oh.
So we wait.
I'm sorry about the gun. I forgot that you don't like to fight.
You don't have to apologise to me. I'm sorry if I made you feel like you needed to. I guess don't like seeing guns, I suppose. Do you know how to use it?
My father he makes them for a living. I've grown up around them. I've never shot anyone. Just birds and targets, I suppose.
Come to life nights in Savannah.
I guess that does sound pretty cool when you say you do it.
There's a lot of bad things happening, and well, we need to protect ourselves, and
yeah,
I suppose that's my special skill.
I understand that. It's important to be able to protect yourself. Wish I could have protected my parents, but you... Yeah, I guess you can protect your friends, though. And that's very admirable.
Are you close?
When I was young, so... It's a highway robbery. He shot them. Right, teach them. I think that's enough time. Pulls them in. Here you go.
Thank you.
It's a tiny teacup in his big hands. How's the new digs?
Digs?
You know, where you're staying.
Oh.
Am I teaching you new words?
Yes, you are. It's alright. Haven't really done much since being there. I've been reading. Have you?
Yeah. You've not been gone long, but yeah, I read a little bit yesterday. Almost finished the 3rd chapter.
Oh. I suppose you haven't had much time.
I do often have my hands full, I suppose.
You should...
What chapter are you on? Does it have chapters?
Yeah. 14.
Oh wow. I'll catch up.
Perhaps... Well, perhaps you should come visit and we can read it together. Again, I'm not supposed to be here at night time.
I could do that, I guess. Don't really leave Ratcliffe much. I suppose it could be
an adventure.
Yeah, an adventure. Maybe Madam B can lend me some money for the carriage ride.
I'm sure that we can sort that out.
Really? Well. When would you want me to come over?
Whenever.
Whenever. Where?
Temple. I told you.
Just into temple.
It's a secret underground lair.
You're funny.
I'm not joking.
Really? You live in a secret underground lair?
You'll have to come see it if you don't believe me.
I guess I'll have to. You have to prove me wrong. Then I'll have to make it up to you in some way. My apology. Is the tea good?
Yes, thank you.
Do you want another one?
Yes, please.
Cool. Was another cup. Can keep you longer.
Mm-hmm.
And what are you doing, third wheel?
I'm chilling. I'm chilling with the horse. I know you said the homies. I guess I'm just waiting for...
Cool. Yeah. You're sitting with all the girls. They're all gossiping with you, letting you know everything that's happened in the last 48 hours.
What?
And so, Rosalind, tell me everything that's happened since you've been gone.
Oh, well, I'm afraid I really can't. It's, well, it's all very secret and dangerous and...
No. Tell me everything that's been going on with you. And a certain someone.
I don't...
You don't know who I mean. Not strong enough to love you.
Yes,
Too weak to...
I recall,
I would think after a confession like that, you would have made some move?
well,
Oh, you did.
I-
She did. I told you.
well, it's not quite like that.
Was it a kiss or did you go all the way?
What?
Hmm?
No, well,
Or did you just hold hands under the sunrise? Rosalind, if you don't tell me, I'll just make something up to tell everyone else.
well, in that case.
Do I know your name's Rosalind?
No!
Wait, doesn't everyone know? Because you didn't give
I
a
thought...
fake
Oh,
name.
yeah, no, everyone knew Rosalind from the start. I forgot.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's true.
That was a really obnoxiously loud laugh, sorry. You'll have to edit that.
I won't.
Well, we may have kissed.
Yes!
But it was all quite a blur. I mean, we thought...
The best kisses are.
We
Tell me
thought
everything.
we were dying.
Okay.
I
I guess I've had a few kisses that felt that way.
No, before,
Okay.
it was, I can't talk about it, but I thought that she was gone, and then I think she thought that I was,
Tragic.
and then I woke up, and,
Yes?
well, she was holding me, and I was just so glad to be alive, and for us both to be alive together. And it just happened.
It just happened. What just happened? Tell me every detail. Who kissed who first?
Well, I think...
You were in her arms?
Yes,
You leaned up and kissed her? She leaned down and kissed you?
a little of both, I think.
Oh, you met each other in the middle? Glorious. I told you it would be something like this.
Have you all been talking about it?
No, no one's been saying a word. Was there tongue?
No. Goodness,
You do know how to kiss someone passionately, don't you?
well, if truth be told, that was
that was only the second time I'd kissed anyone at all.
It was the first.
Rosalind is digging herself a hole, Jesus Christ. Sorry. Well, I really ought not to talk about that.
We're all friends here.
No.
Maybe we can offer advice.
It's rather private.
We're very good at keeping secrets.
Well,
However do you live in a whorehouse and be so shy?
well, the funny thing is, usually I'm the most social of anyone. But where we come from, matters of these kinds are not to be discussed at all. So it's all rather new, and especially for me and things like this, I never even thought any of it was possible. I was just so scared and so ashamed for so long that I don't know.
One starts to gather around you as you're talking. So there's the three of them now. Two girls are sitting either side of you with their arms on, stroking your shoulders and surfing them.
Well, it's still just rather hard to talk about, which is...
You have nothing to be ashamed of. Your feelings are perfectly normal. Just some people don't understand them. I mean, you should never feel ashamed of who you are.
We just come from a very different world.
Do they? Because your type of people come in here all the time.
Yes, they do. Do you know the Viscount Edward Sellingham?
I know of him.
Madame seemed to imply that he had been here. She
Suppose
said
he might have.
he had unusual tastes, and I took that to mean something quite different to tastes in architecture.
I mean, a lot of people have unusual tastes, I suppose.
Yes. I just wanted to know, because...
She starts to explain various options for unusual tastes.
Stop it. Well, I really just was asking if you knew if he had been here.
I don't know. Possibly he came using a different name and we didn't know about it.
Well, Madame knew.
Mm-hmm. Well, she's very good at arranging discreet meetings with certain people.
Mm.
And we are all paid handsomely for it.
Yeah.
Why did I... No, yes.
I think I'm just confused still. Because well, I think he still means to marry me. But I don't quite know. Never mind. You see, it's all rather complicated.
Well, tell us all about it. If you've learnt nothing in your time here, surely you've learnt that this is a space where we can always speak our minds about anything, judgment-free. A safe space, if you will.
I don't even know where to begin.
From the beginning. How did you meet this Viscount Edward Sellingham?
Well, it was at a dinner with my family. He was in the area, and I believe he and my father knew each other from White's and I suppose the House of Lords and various things like that. This was 2 years ago. And we were introduced over dinner, and I suppose he asked Papa if it was permissible to start a correspondence with me, and I suppose Papa said yes, because he began to write, and I wrote back. Because... well, there's always been quite a lot of men who have seemed interested in me, but I, of course, have not met many who outrank my father, and the Viscount was the first who I had...
What rank is your father?
I shouldn't...
It's too late now.
Well, he's a baronet.
Oh la la.
Quite. And of course...
So I should address you as my lady?
No, there's really no need for that. But yes, the Viscount is an odd one. I'm sorry, it's all... Every time I try and work through this, my thoughts just... Well, it's quite hard, because as I said, I am no stranger... Well, I thought I was no stranger to the ways of men. I thought I knew how to navigate that. I thought I was very good at it, and actually now, I think I just... Well...
You've learned from the best, I see. You've learned that you couldn't possibly meet our standards.
Well...
You've come to us to learn more.
Well, no, I think I've just worked out why men liked me and what they actually wanted from me.
Ah.
Yes. So you see, that was quite upsetting for a time, because it must sound foolish to you, but I had prided myself on well, my abilities to make them like me, and I actually don't think it was much to do with my internal life at all. But the Viscount I am still unsure of, because he has always seemed to be quite keen to court me and to intend on marrying me, and now he's helping us. He was funding our stay here, and he's keeping these secrets for us, and I just don't quite understand why or know what to make of any of it. And I don't know what I should do if we were to have to return to the lives that we lived, because everything is so different now, and I don't know if I could do it the way that I used to.
You know you can have them both, right? That's what people usually do. They have their wife and their mistress.
But is it not different for women? I don't think men would take very kindly to my sneaking around and...
It really depends. Some men love to watch.
Well, I don't think either of us would want that.
I see.
But...
So that seems a long way off?
Yes, I suppose. I don't know how or why I started talking about any of this.
Because you were telling me about the kiss?
Yes.
And the confessions of love?
Mm.
And it was supposed to be a fun story, but I guess you're
I'm
still working through some things.
Yes, I'm terribly sorry.
Have you considered just living in the moment?
I don't understand.
Not worrying about all these things in the future? Just be like, you're here now. Talia's here now. You want to kiss her now?
Well...
I need to flinch.
Well, actually... I have been working on worrying less, but it's all still quite difficult for me.
Well, you have come to the right place. We will all take you under our wing. We will show you exactly what you need to do to woo this woman to your arms.
This is quite ridiculous, because with men I always know what to do, and I'm quite good at it, and I feel very comfortable, or at least I did before I found out the things I found out. But I think I could be again if I tried, because it wouldn't mean anything. I think I could be very good at that, because it is... Well, I think it was always pretend. For me, it was like a skill that I learned, and with her it's real, and I'm not real with anybody else, and I never have been. So it's quite scary.
You told her this?
Well, I've tried. I mean, you heard me trying.
Mm-hmm. Perhaps you complicate things too much.
Perhaps.
Just go to her and kiss her. That's what I would do. In fact, maybe I will. Unless you beat me to it. She comes back in 5 minutes later. Oh, my teeth!
I'm dead.
Is it the physical that worries you? You not know what to do with her? You know, we can show you. We're happy to. Why am I talking in fucking French accent?
I was going to say, if it's Madame, this is a conversation for Rosalind.
Hey, you can have that conversation later.
It's just all of it. Anything that is meaningful. It's scary because she knows me more than anybody has ever known me, and
Is that not what makes it worth it? It's what makes it exciting, isn't it?
I suppose, but
Embrace it. Go for it. What could you lose that you haven't lost already? Think about what you could gain.
I suppose. I'm trying. I've just... I don't know.
Well, I think the problem is that you're trying. You don't need to try at these things. You just do them. You just do what feels right. Meanwhile, I suppose, you are having a little sword fighty play lesson.
I wanted to watch.
Oh, you will probably be aware when the door opened. Or you can
You can,
see it.
as you're having this conversation with the girls.
You hear swords colliding.
Yeah, you were caught up in the moment, but as you're sort of in some of the awkward silences, you start to recognise that there's some sword clashing coming from the ballroom across the hallway. Excuse me.
As if she hasn't embarrassed herself enough already. Sometimes I'm really like Rosalind.
I think I should go and see.
You cross the hallway. The ballroom doors are already still wide open. And you take a look in, and what you see is Richard standing off to one side. Madame Beatrice and Thalia are in the centre of the room.
Why are you giving Rosalind her, like, dream?
Madame Beatrice has her skirts all hitched up in one hand, holding them up so her legs are free on one side, and she has a very lithe fencing sword.
Is there a chair? I think Rosalind's knees are weak.
Oh, a few.
My girl is swooning right now.
And the two of them are just very playfully encircling each other with these two lithe swords. They're fencing swords.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of ching 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 as they sort of test each other out and that sort of thing.
This is so embarrassing for me.
Well, head up and you focus on me. You look at me, not at the swords. That's very good.
Rosalind has like sunk into a chair.
Very good. And remember, stay on your toes. Don't fall back onto your heels because that will give you less momentum and movement. It will ruin your center of balance and you will react more slowly. And she comes in for another riposte. And you're back and forth and in circles. And yeah, she runs you for a very light sword fighting session. Very good. Very good. I am surprised. But again, not surprised. You girls are full of now unsurprising surprises. Rosalind, what did you think of her? Have you seen her in action before?
It was very impressive.
Impressive indeed. Well, that was interesting. I will leave you with Richard to enjoy your times together. And do not cut him. He is my favorite. Okay. So Madame Beatrice leaves. Just chiffons away. And Richard looks you up and down. Well, you sure? Great, well, to wrap up our fists, throws you some bandages to protect the knuckles.
Just round?
Round and round. He does the same. So, above the thumb, around the thumb, blah, 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 blah.
I was just going to try and copy whatever he does.
Right. Fists up. Tap the face. Bend the knees. Hit me.
Go on then.
Cool. While you're D20 up.
19.
Cool. Yeah, you hit him. And see.
I don't want to actually hurt him though. I'm a bit scared of doing more damage than I'm prepared for.
Cool. You do the same damage, but you specify that it's non-lethal.
Okay.
So yours is stuck at 5.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, that makes sense. You clock him around the face. You were aiming for the face?
Wherever his hands sort of were, I was aiming to get.
Around, yeah, of course. You clock him in the face. And a tooth tinkles across the floor, leaving a little bit of blood.
I'm sorry.
And his face comes back.
I didn't.
And while you're busy apologizing,
Oh dear.
his fist clonks you right in the fucking mouth. Straight on. Oh, and he hits you for 3 damage. Well, guess you can pack a punch, can't you? Let's go. Roll. Long COVID.
D20? Strength?
No, not strength. Initiative. Yeah.
Oh. 18.
Natural 20.
Might also roll, and my every turn will be to swoon.
You can just swim, free action, swim whenever you like. Natural 20. He says, let's go, and just swings at you again.
Okay, let's attempt.
Does 18 hit?
Yeah.
I thought so. Nice.
How come he gets to roll for damage? It's just his hands.
Sure, 7.
How?
He's not you. He's someone else.
He's the masquerade. Whoa.
Yeah. Looks you right in the face again for 7.
I don't really see how you're giving me any training. And then I'm going to try and get him again.
Nice, well.
23.
Yes, 23 hits. So yeah, it's fixed for you. Another 5. Okay.
Unless you want to let me roll for damage.
No, I don't. Maybe one day.
If I get a natural 20, it's 10.
Yeah, you crack him again the other way this time, maybe the other, whatever. He spits out another tooth and he steps back a little bit. All right. Yeah. Okay, we'll pull it back a little. Oh, feeling. Wow. You can really punch.
I did try to tell you.
Yeah. More for me, I suppose. So, yeah, okay, we'll bring it back a little, and we'll just, I just wanted to see if you could take a punch. See how I took a punch there? Took it like a fucking champ. Didn't see me apologising after, did you? I punched you in the mouth. And I did it again.
I didn't apologise for the second one.
Good. So, you probably could, actually. No, I'm kidding. Okay. Good, yeah, you can take a punch. Very good. Yeah. We'll come back to this. I'm going to take a little break. Sort my teeth out. I just need to... Yeah.
Sorry for the teeth.
Backhands you as you say sorry. Not for any damage I said, don't apologise. And he walks off to clean up the blood dribbling out of his mouth.
Opportunity attack?
You'll kill him if you do. Anyway, so he lives. And then we come back to this next week.
I gotta fight with Richard. He doesn't have that many hit points.